This is where you realize number one, you're either a winner or a loser. Look, I 50x my income when I changed my life. I'm doing better than everyone else I know. No, I'm not even joking.
What is up, people of the internet? Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Monica, you are in for a treat. Monica says, wait, we can be rich just by being hypnotized? Yes, apparently so, and you're in the right place to learn how. We're all going to be learning. And by the end of this stream, you will all send me every dollar you have. And I'm going to be so, so rich. And then I will release my online course teaching you how to make $10,000 by live streaming on YouTube. So welcome. So happy to have you all here. Amy says, still not a billionaire yet. You and I both. Okay, let's get into, this week's drink update, and then we'll get into the live stream. I know all of you love the bubbly beverage with Danielle weekly. Today we're drinking our tried and true caffeine-free Diet Coke. Well, store brand Diet Cola. Let me know in the chat what you're drinking. Hopefully something delicious, or perhaps staying hydrated. Some nice fancy tap water. Delicious. Okay, cheers. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Fountain Dr. Pepper. That sounds so freaking good. I have been craving a McDonald's Diet Coke, if you know, for days. I might have to go there when we're done here and get myself one. Bubba is here to be a badass boss babe. Accurate. He is conserving energy so that he can take over the world later. He also got a haircut last week, so make sure you tell him in the chat how handsome he is. He can finally see again. And Harrison is trying to hypnotize me by saying, you will show us Bluetooth. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I suppose it depends if Pablo jumps in the chat. Then I can tell him to bring her to me. Oh my God, it's so hot in this room right now. We're going through another heat wave. What a shocker. Bubba has the fan. You can see his hair blowing in the wind right here. He has the fan right now, but I might steal it from him later. Okay, Fancy City tap water for me. You and I both. Just the way it is, Phoenix says, I've heard two people talk about McDonald's Diet Coke and how good it is today. If anyone in the chat is a Diet Coke drinker, you can probably attest to the fact that I don't know if it's like the ratio of syrup to carbonated water that they got going on there, but nothing hits quite like a McDonald's Diet Coke. That is true. I did want to bring your attention, those of you that are members here on the channel, I recently, aka like 10 minutes ago, scheduled our members only live stream for next week. So turn on your notifications, put it in your calendar. You're not going to want to miss this one. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, basically, I became privy about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago now, to a private podcast episode that was made by someone that I covered on the channel about a year ago. So the podcast episode itself is also about a year old. Basically, I made a live stream about this person. They then responded, if you will, by releasing a private podcast episode. Like they have a regular podcast, but then they also have like a private one for people. And anyway, they were so unbothered by my 2-hour live stream that they had to go and talk about it for 45 minutes and reiterate how much they didn't care. So the members here on the channel and I are all going to tune in together. I've already listened to like half of it, but that's okay. It gave me a few chuckles, so I'm looking forward to listening to it again. But basically we're all going to go on stream together and listen to it. So if you can come live, great. If you can't come live, you'll be able to catch the replay if you are a channel member. So keep your eyes open for that. I think it's next Thursday, September 4th at 4 p.m. So same time as this stream, but on Thursday. Welcome, welcome. If you're just hopping on, you have not missed anything yet other than me announcing that I'm drinking a Diet Coke. Safe to say the first 5 to 10 minutes of every stream is just me talking nonsense. Jay Skinner, welcome to the channel. To this, I will say, where is it? Oh my God, I have so many sounds now. I can't keep up.
Now you are one of us. One of us. One of us.
Jay says, you have been so good at uncovering scam coaches. What do you think about Grant Cardone 10X? Also, what is a good coach program? Okay, so I've actually never done, I don't think I've done any videos on Grant Cardone. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, guys. I might have covered him on a live stream, but I actually don't think so. I did, however, interview one of his past clients. I will drop the link in the live chat, just in case you haven't seen that one, Jay. But basically, general summary of my opinion. I believe Grant Cardone built most of his wealth in the real estate market, which I could probably honestly make an entire full-length YouTube video about how unimpressive it is to me when people build their wealth in real estate. Speaking as someone who did build wealth in real estate, I feel like it's just the laziest way to make money. And I then think he kind of takes the fact that he leveraged a good opportunity to position himself as an expert, a guru, if you will. And so I have many thoughts, but in an effort to not get sued, I will reserve them for now. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the episode. Here it is. I will put this in the live chat so you can give it a watch if you haven't seen it. But basically, this individual that I interviewed spent a lot of time in the 10X bubble, attending many seminars, buying many coaching programs. I think he spent $250,000 on various coaching programs from Grant Cardone specifically. So definitely worth a listen if you haven't seen that one. Harrison says the best coaching program is the one you avoid being scammed by. Yeah, all that to say, I wouldn't necessarily say that all coaching is a scam. I don't believe that to be true. But I do believe that many coaches, first of all, don't really understand what coaching is. And they're actually consultants calling it coaching, but actually doing the work of a consultant, as in giving people advice and telling them what to do. So that's a whole issue in itself. Me personally, I'm not really in a position where I would pay money for a coach. I would much rather network, meet people that are in my industry, and then, build relationships that way and get advice from people who are going through what I'm going through. That's literally what I do now. But if you want mentorship specifically, again, I think you can probably just do it through your network. My partner is a tech bro, and has had many mentors over the years, and none of those mentors has he ever paid a single dollar to, first of all. Second of all, he met them through, different programs he was involved with, people that he knew, and just having conversations with people. I think we've lost the art of building genuine connection in lieu of just being able to forego the awkward networking phase and just pay someone money. And now we're getting shitty programs. And it's if you just go out and talk to people, you might get better results. Anyway, I digress. Okay. Oh, Suzanne's moving next week. Best of luck with the move, but I will see you on Thursday because for those of you that don't know, the billionaire tier here on the channel has a very exclusive 30-minute Google Meet call once a month where we share all of our secrets to getting super, super rich. And this week I have some crazy shit to show you guys. So I will see you there on Thursday. Okay. Amy says, I saw a video of his 14-year-old daughter, Grant's 14-year-old daughter, I'm presuming, insinuating she can give good advice. I commented that I have t-shirts older than 14 years. That's so funny. Okay, here we go. I think Grant Cardone came up during your Dan Locke rambles. He also sold his house to his son to avoid paying taxes. Yes, very, very interesting. The term 10x is a trigger warning. Okay. Yeah, Suzanne, I think you're the only one that knows what I'm talking about. So Harrison, Tom, if you're watching, Emily, the other secret person that I still haven't figured out. I know who it is, but I don't remember where I talked to her. Anyway, I got some like really crazy stuff to show you guys, and it's gonna be a good time. Okay. Anyway, now that we've wasted 11 minutes, sorry for those of you watching the replay. I'll be sure to include the timestamps. Let's get into today's content. So this was actually sent to me by, I got to make sure I'm on the right page as we get started here. This was sent to me by someone in my like scam story submission form. So thank you so much to the individual that sent this. They sent me a couple links, so I've kind of compiled everything. As you can see, there's like 8 tabs open. Some really crazy Yelp reviews. It's going to be a good time. Basically, this guy, and let me know how the sound levels are. This guy is like a hypnotist, success coach, confidence coach, teaches people how to be successful by hypnotizing them, as far as I understand. I don't really know much about him other than that, so it's going to be, you know, a learning experience for all of us. And I look forward to sharing the journey with you. Emily says, guessing the podcast is LCS/Stacy Downline. Downline or sideline? We're not really sure, but you are on the right path with that assumption. Okay, so there is this guy. And here he is. This is the guy. And basically he calls himself, I already said that, an internationally acclaimed hypnotist. And so I figured we would watch, this is like the landing page for this free course. So we're going to watch the promo video. Then we're going to actually take the course together. I have no idea how long these modules are, but I'm going to guess since it was free, probably not very long. And then we can look through his programs because, man, this headline just had me going nuts. But then also, this podcast episode got sent to me, and it's pretty nuts. We're not going to watch the whole thing because it's 2.5 hours. But even if we just watch the first, 8 minutes, I think you're going to get a pretty good feel for who this guy is. So actually, maybe we'll start with this. We'll start with the podcast so you can kind of, feel the vibes. And then we'll get into his free course, okay? Let's go ahead and do that.
Today's guest is a world-class hypnotist who has changed the lives of over 10,000 people with his work.
The way I induce people is far beyond what anyone else can do.
Notably, he's hypnotized a liberal to like Trump, YouTubers Sam and Colby to break down in tears, and even Jake Paul to knock out Nate Robinson in 2018.
When you look at all these school shootings, they say shit like, please make this voice in my head stop. I truly believe that someone is hypnotizing these poor kids to go kill other kids.
In the past year alone, he's made $35 million net, reprogramming people's minds to overcome their limiting beliefs and unlock their fullest potential.
Making a lot of money is hard. Getting in shape is hard. You look at it differently because you worked on your mindset. Easy.
Marcel Klein, welcome to the Jack.
You heard it first. If you work on your mindset, everything becomes easy. Write that down, guys. This is free that they're giving. We're only 40 seconds in. Think of all the information we're going to learn in the next 5 to 8 minutes.
Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
And guys, if you stick around to the end of the show, Marcel here is going to hypnotize me to fall asleep, not be able to move, and even quit an addiction I have. So keep watching. So you claim to be the world's best hypnotist. How did you come to that conclusion?
If you look at most hypnotherapists or hypnotists, they'll hypnotize people in a setting. They'll pick the best subject. And, hopefully they'll get some kind of result.
So this guy here is the one we're going to be looking at today. Not the blonde-haired guy with crazy hair. We're looking at this guy with the beard and the dark hair. So listen to what he's saying, guys, because it's important.
But if you look at them and you look at how much time it takes them to go from point A to point B, it's never quick. It's never instant. My stuff is so ridiculous that everyone looks at it and goes, oh, it must be a paid actor. It must be fake. Oh, there's no way that's real. And, when you ask, hey, why am I the best? There are layers to hypnosis and there are layers to persuasion that people don't see. We can dive into it in the podcast, but the idea is simple. It's that there are a lot of layers of what people don't see. And I think that confidence is massive, authority is massive. A lot of people are missing those two factors when they are hypnotizing others or influencing others. So when you look at other hypnotists, it's not that they're bad. It's just that they have a lot of limiting beliefs themselves. You know, most of them are really broke. And the ones that
Couldn't be me though. I have no limiting beliefs and I'm so freaking rich that like nothing holding me back from hypnotizing all of you little dumb idiots.
aren't broke aren't really rich. So they have limits. You know, every hypnotist thinks you can't hypnotize someone who doesn't want to be hypnotized. They think that you can't hypnotize everyone. They think some subjects are better than others. In my mind, everyone's the same. It's like, hey, look, there's a key that unlocks everyone's mindset. You just can't use the same thing with everyone. And all of them kind of repeat the same thing. They all sound the same. It's like they parrot one another, you know, and they have this weird tone. I just find it to be inauthentic. I think the thing
They all parrot one another, but not me. I know I sound like every other get-rich-quick guru on the internet, but I'm actually not parroting anyone. I actually came up with this information all on my own, and the marketing tactics that I use, totally, completely, 100% original, never been seen before, actually.
that I do, which is different, is it almost sounds like I'm talking to you. Like I'm just talking to you normally, and then someone's in trance, and they may not even know that they're in trance. They could do it with their eyes open. Like I've had it where I remember I was talking to someone in the mall, eyes wide open, made him forget his name, made him forget where he was, made him forget everything about it without him ever closing his eyes, and it took me about like 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, I actually have a question for the chat. I don't know a lot about hypnosis to say like, oh, it's fake, oh, it's real. So I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Do you believe in hypnosis? Do you think it's just wackadoodle stuff? Let me know in the chat because I'm kind of like indifferent. I've seen some videos of like, I don't know, people getting hypnotized and like it seems legit. And I've also heard stories of like people overcoming like, you know, quitting smoking through hypnotism. So like maybe it works. Maybe it's pseudoscience. Maybe it's what's it called, placebo effect. I don't actually have an opinion. So I'd be curious to hear what you guys think.
So why are you so fast?
I think it's because I just look for shortcuts. My brain is wired for the shortcut. What's the fastest way to get the result? What's the fastest way to make more money? What's the fastest way to get in shape? What's the fastest way to get results, period? I think a lot of people always think that it takes a long time to gain success or to make a change. What I found is that it can happen instantly. If you want to make a massive change in your life, that change can happen in a moment. You just have to come to the decision where you make that change. A lot of people take a long time to come to that decision. Like let's say you want to get married. It takes you a year, 2 years, 3 years to decide that you're going to propose and then get married. It takes people time to walk away from something. It takes time to start a business or a job. For me, it's like the second I even have an urge or a feeling, I act on it. And I think a lot of people lack the confidence to do that, which is why they hold themselves back. When you're really unbelievably confident and you believe in yourself unconditionally, there is no limit to what you can accomplish and how quickly you could do it in every field.
So how do you make $1 million in 10 minutes?
So I charge $1 million.
Guys, get your pens ready. This is going to be good. How we're going to make $1 million in 10 minutes.
To work with someone one-on-one. I actually really make more than $1 million in 10 minutes because I take equity in companies. So the $1 million is to get me interested and to know that they're not wasting my time. The equity aspect is what I'm most interested in because it's actually less worth it for me. Now, someone listening to this might be like, oh, this guy's full of shit. So I'll explain. When I first started my career, when I was doing my first successful year, I think I did like $750,000. And as good as that is, you know, I was living in a mansion, I had 2 cars, 3 cars, and that was like...
Would you be living in a mansion making $750,000 a year? I'm hesitant to believe that. I don't know. Like, yeah, that's a lot of money. Making $750,000 a year, sure. But not enough to be living in a mansion. Why would I? That's like called lifestyle inflation. Would not recommend. You would be much better living in a modest-sized house and saving your money, investing it. If you're making $750,000 a year, do not live in a mansion. That's for the multi-millionaire billionaires, guys. Save it for them.
Like, wow, oh my God. But it wasn't anywhere near where I was. And that was in 2020. 2021, I hit 6.5 million in profit. That was my first year like scaling. 2022, I did over 10. 2023, we're at like over 15. And then this year is like...
Great question. Aaron says, do people who live in mansions say they live in a mansion? I'm going to go on the... No.
I mean, we're already surpassed last year and it's July, right? So
And that's net?
that's net.
Oh, so you've done 20 mil.
I mean, I would say I'm probably on track to do 30 to 40 this year. That's strictly because of the way I structure my business, which is completely different than how most people structure theirs. Everyone likes to go low ticket. In a recession,
This guy is such a pick-me. Every sentence is, well, most people are like X, but I'm Y. Oh, that's how most people run their business, but not me. Most hypnotists suck, but I don't. It's like, tell me you're insecure without telling me. I can tell. Trust me.
people lower their prices. What I do, the only time I ever lower my price is to get more leads through the door. It's not because that's where I actually make money. People are like, oh, he's selling a $50 program. I don't care if you buy the $50 program. It doesn't change my life one way or the other.
Yeah.
What I care about is getting people into my ecosystem. And then what you'll find is that once you bring everyone into the ecosystem, then it's unlimited money. Now, the biggest thing that I make money on is ads, like paid traffic, cold traffic. It took me years and years and years to acquire the data to get to where I'm at now, where I have unbelievably qualified leads. People would be surprised. It's like, you think there aren't a lot of people who have money. There are so many people with money. There's so much money out there, and you could just sell it. So, you know, I think a better way to answer that question for you is you could sell someone, you know, one-on-one coaching, for example, for me, and people might be like, why would I pay $1 million to pay this guy? Well, it's because I can literally do things for them that no one else can do. I could literally snap my fingers. Now you're confident. Now you go to the gym. Now you wake up at 5 a.m. Now you think bigger. Now you're more consistent. Now you stop your gambling and your drugs, and you did that all in the first session with me. That's just one session. Now imagine what happens in a year. So,
yeah, guys, if you have literally a laundry list of things you want to change in your life, all you need is one session and it'll change. You know, you want to start eating healthier, going to the gym, making money, being more confident, getting a girlfriend, hire this guy. In one session, he'll fix your whole entire life. Okay, if this were true, why would anything else exist? Why would like therapy exist? Why would there be like SSRIs if you're someone who's depressed? Why would we need things like Ozempic for weight loss? Why would personal trainers be a thing? If it was literally as simple as any problem in your life, you can just get hypnotized in one session and fix every problem you have. Wouldn't everyone be running to this guy if that were true? Like, it just doesn't add up to me.
to someone who's going through a lot or hasn't been able to fight their demons, they've gone to therapy, they've tried everything, they come to me and then they're like, oh my God, this finally made the impact I was looking for. And then on top of that, I teach them really, really valuable skills. I coach them in their company. I show them how to scale. I think differently than most people. I think that's what people...
Add it to the list, the pick me list. I think differently than most people. I do business differently than most people. I practice hypnotism different than most people. Get out of here, dude.
people come to me for is less the hypnosis, even though I'm really good at it. I think they come to me because of how I think. And the way I think is how do you get from point A to point B in the shortest amount of time? And because I have a different lens on the world, and I've seen so many other industries, every industry you could think of, everything from import, export, to tech, to crypto, I mean, real estate, doesn't matter what. I've seen every industry. I know what's booming, car industry, everything. I can tell you, hey, when you're looking at all of these people and you want to know how to make more money, the idea is less about how you make $1 million in 10 minutes. It's more so, what did it take to become the guy who can make $1 million in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And I think the answer to that is, one, studying. I'm obsessed. Like anything I study, I have to be the best at. So for me, mindset, psychology, confidence, personal development, I have probably listened to every single speaker speak on repeat. Most people listen to the radio. I listen to public speakers. I study this.
I listen to more personal development podcasts than anyone ever. Most people listen to the radio. Who listens to the radio? First of all, if you're in the chat and you listen to the radio, let me know, because I only listen to the radio if I'm in like a rental car. Second of all, I listen to more podcasts than anyone. Did you guys know, actually,
A podcast is the greatest education you can get.
a podcast is the greatest education you can get, and that's why this guy is so heavily educated, let me tell you.
24/7. I understand the cadence, the tone, the tempo, when and why you say what you say. The words. I can listen to someone talk to me, and although they think that they're slick, I know exactly what their intentions are. I can see through all of that. And most people can't.
Buddy, that's how I feel about you. I know exactly what your intentions are. You want my money.
Because there are layers to everything someone does, even gestures, hand gestures, unconscious movements, unconscious communication. And once you start to see the world through that lens, all of a sudden, a lot of windows and opportunities open up. Imagine walking into a room with investors. I think this would be really valuable to anyone listening. the most valuable skill in the world is EQ. So if you have a really high emotional intelligence, you can walk into a room with investors and they throw money at you because they want to work with you. They believe in you. A lot of people struggle with not only confidence, but influencing someone to do what they want. So, people pay me a lot of money, but they pay me a lot of money because I get them the best result in the shortest amount of time. If you are in any industry and you're able to get the best results in the shortest amount of time, you could charge the premium. The reason people pay me is because I am the best in the world at what I do. Yeah. There's no one who can compare. I go on stage. You have a problem? Come on stage. Sleep.
There is no one to compare. I am the best and nobody compares to me.
Problem's gone. Like, no one else in the world has a seminar where person after person after person comes up on stage and I just change their life. Oh, you have a stutter? It's gone. You're not confident? Oh, you're literally trembling. Your legs are shaking because you have no confidence and your biggest fear in the world is public speaking. Boom, gone. Suddenly they're speaking as confidently as me. They're yelling on stage. They're happy. They're laughing. They're charismatic. They're pausing. They're cracking jokes. All in 30 seconds. And it's all on footage. It's all on video. None of what I'm saying, go on my YouTube channel. You could literally go through my YouTube videos, watch my seminar speaking, and you'll see me call people up on the spot. I think that's what makes me different than most people is that I'm not talking about the result. I literally display it in real time. I had a seminar in January. Guy came there. Most he's ever made was $20,000, the most. Hypnotized him on stage. He was like, he totally had a breakdown. Like, he was crying. He was crazy. The next day, he pulls me aside. He's like, listen, I made $100K an hour after the seminar ended because I got rid of all my limiting beliefs. And
frig off, man. I don't know how much more of this I can do. I made $100,000 because in 1 hour because I got rid of all my limiting beliefs. Like, talk about magical fucking thinking. This is crazy.
And the most he made was $20K in a day?
In a month.
In a month.
In a month. And he made $100K the same day he had a breakthrough. So, I think a lot of people who are watching, they can make way more money like that. Mm-hmm. They just have to make a shift unconsciously. And if they make that shift, everything happens for them. It's like...
That's literally not how it works. Okay, I understand, and I've talked about this many, many times on the channel, the idea of like limiting beliefs when it comes to money. Let's say, anyone in the chat who is a business owner, you've probably been through this experience. I know I have, where when you first start your business, you tend to really undervalue your services. So like, I remember when I first started teaching private yoga classes, I would charge people like $15 to teach them an hour-long privately curated yoga class because I was afraid if I charge more than that, no one's going to want to buy it. And so there is like a sort of deprogramming that happens when you learn how to figure out, what is the value of the thing that I'm selling. However, that being said, just because you do the work and you figure that out and you realize like, oh, I should be charging, $200 for this instead of $100 for this, that doesn't mean magically people are all of a sudden going to want to buy it just because you finally overcame the thing that was standing in your way. Like, that doesn't make sense. We can work on our limiting beliefs and improve our self-confidence, but that doesn't automatically create $100,000 worth of demand for whatever it is we're selling. Like, this is actually crazy. This is crazy.
Most of the time you think of income, you're like, oh, I have gradual increases. It's never gradual. It's always a massive jump, and then you have another massive jump, and then another massive jump. Because every time you have a jump, there was a mindset shift that happened before that. And if you could just replicate and multiply those mindset shifts, instead of doing it over the course of years, you do it over the course of days or weeks, suddenly your income will skyrocket. Why jump from this step to this step when I go from this one to this one? And that's what I try to get people to think. Think bigger, because you can have way more if you just make a shift.
Marcel, you talk about being able to like fix people's stutters or being able to boost their confidence in like minutes.
Does anyone know who this guy is? This Jack guy? I had never heard of him until the person that sent me this podcast. Like, who is this guy? The other guy.
What's the craziest thing you've done with hypnosis?
I think the craziest thing, there's a lot of stuff, right? Like, to me, when I first started, the coolest thing was to make someone forget their name. What are you born with? You're born with your name, or like turning a gay guy straight, a straight guy gay to see if it'll happen.
Yeah, can you tell that story really quick?
Yeah, it was 2018. I went to this girl's house. I was going on a date, and she had a friend over and her girlfriend over, and it was a gay guy that was there. And he's like, I don't believe in hypnosis. And it was literally right after the election with Trump. He's president 2 years in, right? And they're talking shit about him. They're at FITM. It's a fashion school in downtown. Anyways, so he's like, hypnotize me. So I hypnotize him. I make him love Trump. I make him straight. I change his name to Tiffany. And then he ends up being so confident, so charismatic. He actually took my date. And he ended up getting with my date that night. And I was like, I didn't even know how to feel about it because I was excited to see her. But then I saw this and so many limiting beliefs got shattered. Because I was like, if this is possible, then everything I've been
And this
taught,
guy like only dated men before.
only dated men. Yeah. And, you know, if you ask if he's gay again, yeah, he is gay again. He came out of trance probably like a couple of days after that. But, you know, that night he was straight. And when I saw...
Wait. Okay, first of all, this is absolutely insane. But second of all, if you're only like in trance, so it only works when you're in trance, how is my success going to be? Like, I'm thinking about it in the business perspective where he's saying this guy was hypnotized, then he made $100,000 an hour later. Okay, but if I come out of trance, how am I going to maintain those results? How am I going to keep selling hundreds of thousands of dollars of stuff if this is only like a temporary fix? Like, what the actual heck and bob is going on here?
Saw that, I was like, damn. And if I started doing research on sexuality and a bunch of other stuff, because I was like, I thought you're born gay, you're born straight, and a lot of times you are, but there's other variables. For example, ancient Romans or Spartans used to sleep with each other. You know, they'd be homosexual, bisexual.
Okay, I can't take any more of this podcast. I think you guys get the gist of who this guy is. So now we're going to look at his online course. And we'll come back to this podcast if you want later, but for now, I need to cleanse my brain. What the actual heck is going on? Just keep getting hypnotized. Oh no. He should be in jail. I hate it here. Yeah, I guess your clients need to keep paying you. That's the solution. Infinite coaching for the rest of time. Just keep getting hypnotized. Money, money, money. Yeah, whenever I see this being named one of Yahoo's top 10 entrepreneurs, I turn off. It's like Yahoo Finance, Disrupt, the digital fake articles, and the front covers they do on Forbes that they paid like, I don't know, $500 for. I get DMs every single week from usually like Yahoo, Forbes, and I forget what the other one is. And they always want to feature me in like the top 10 upcoming female entrepreneurs if I send them $500 US. No, thank you. Yeah, this guy is dangerous on so many levels. I agree. Okay, so this is what was sent to me. It's called The Simple Course, and we can get it for free. What is The Simple Course? I'm not sure. I haven't actually watched the video, but I assume we're going to learn how to get rich or something, so buckle up.
Get ready because I'm about to change your life. The course I made here should be worth thousands of dollars, and I'm about to you for free. What are you going to learn? Well, you're going to learn how easy it is to become successful. Success is about simplification. All these people want to sound smart. They want to sound cool. They make success sound impossible. And if you're already successful, it makes sounding like going to the next level impossible, difficult, hard to figure out. That's BS. Anyone who knows what they're doing, anyone who understands the basic principles of success, doesn't matter what level you're at, will get a lot out of this. You could be making millions, you could be just starting off. The principles are the same. If you want to go to the next level, there are specific things you follow in your mindset that will give you the answer and allow you to elevate. And I'm going to show you exactly what I've done, not just for me, but for clients I've taken from $30 million in evaluation, their company was worth $30 million, to over $1 billion in 10 months. How did they grow so fast? They followed these principles. I'm going to show you how I've taken regular people and I've made them multi-millionaires. And I've done this over and over and over again. I'm going to show you how I did it for myself, all in an hour and a few minutes. So, click the...
Sorry about the sound. I couldn't get it any louder, and you can't pause that video. So that was fun. He was basically saying, this course is for anyone, whether you're poor or rich, it will help you. And I did this all for free, even though didn't he say on that podcast he doesn't work for free? So I'm a little bit confused about what's going on. Hopefully the sound will be better inside the actual course. But whatever video player he was using there, not very good. Okay, so nowhere does it actually tell you like what the, like, I don't know. Usually if you're going to give away a freebie, as we've seen many times on this channel, there's like a whole fucking sales page of like, "Oh, this will transform your life and business in my 3-step system and blah, 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 blah. Are you miserable? Because I'll make you happy." Nowhere does it even say like what we're going to learn in this course. So this is like a complete mystery to me. Let's start learning. Okay, here we go. About this lesson. Are you struggling to make changes in your life but don't know where to start? Do you feel like your mindset is holding you back? If so, this course is for you. In this simple yet powerful course, you'll learn how to master your mindset and finally make the changes you've been wanting. So what are you waiting for? Watch the course now and get started on creating the life you want. Okay, I'm gonna change the speed to 1.25 as usual, and we'll jump right in.
Welcome to the simple course, where I'm going to simply change your fucking life. Now you might be
How is the sound? He's literally screaming to the point where his mic is blowing out. You can hear it popping, so that's great. Let me know if it needs to be quieter. Suzanne wants to know, can it be any more vague? It's applicable for anyone and everyone with any problem and any amount of money, as long as you have enough access to credit to buy my course or whatever coaching program I'm going to shill.
asking, Marcel, why would you give me a free course? And that's a fantastic question. It's 10 p.m.
He is moving at 1.25. That's why his movements look all like crazy. Just FYI.
The night before Thanksgiving, I flew in my staff. Someone just got in from Mexico right now. I flew my staff all around the country to come here right now. I am literally investing tens of thousands of dollars on this production to film it for you, and it's not going to cost you a dime.
Oops.
My CFO is on top of my ass. My CMO is on my ass. Everyone in my company is like, what are you doing? I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm simply changing your fucking life. So get your notes out. Imagine you spent $5,000 on this at the minimum and take notes. Just because it says it's free, which it probably shouldn't be for long. I honestly at one point might even charge for this. Just because it says it's free does not mean you're going to get the most out of this course. It's probably one of my best courses I've ever done, even better than some paid courses I have. I'm at my peak. I'm at the best that my game has ever been. And I'm going to show you how to change your life in the simplest way possible. Here's the thing. I want to shatter many limiting beliefs right now.
This is the
I always
peak?
say this, if you've been to a seminar, if you've watched my courses, if you've seen my videos, you know that I say change happens right now. Change happens in an instant, in a moment. This moment right now, your life is going to change because it's a decision. You made the decision to watch this. You're going to make the decision to continue watching this. This isn't a course you watch for 5 minutes and you stop. Dedicate some time. You spend $5,000 on this, you're going to watch the whole thing. So dedicate the time. If you want to shift your paradigm, start with actually following through. Most people lose.
Okay, we're a minute 38 in, and I think we're already sort of demonstrating the problem with the online education space is that he is saying that this course should be worth $5,000. I can already tell by the fact that we've spent almost 25% of the first video just bragging about how great the course is that it's probably not worth $5,000. Second to that point, personally, I'm really of the belief that like no online course is worth $5,000. But the coaching industry has created such an inflated perception of the value of things that people genuinely believe that investing, aka spending, throwing money away on a course that's $5,000, $3,000, $1,500 is a worthwhile investment. And I'm here to remind you that most of what these people are trying to sell you and tell you can be found online for free or much cheaper.
Because they can't even follow through. They can't even finish watching a course. Your screen time on your phone probably says something like 5, 10, 15, 20 hours in a day. So you can't watch this course? Of course you can, and I know you will, which is why your life is going to change drastically. Today I'm going to use as many things as possible to shatter your paradigm. Now you could be making tens of millions of dollars a month. You could be just starting off. This course will help you. I promise you, you have never seen a...
What is one of the biggest red flags that I tell everyone for the whatever, however many years I've had this channel, 3 years now? Anyone selling a one-size-fits-all solution, run the hell away from them, okay? Write that down.
Perspective like this before in your life, get ready because the simple course will simply change your fucking life. So the first thing I want to talk about is this. The biggest limiting belief people have is that most of these things take time. Making a lot of money takes a lot of time, right? Getting in shape takes a lot of time. Getting really good socially takes a lot of time. Well, there's one skill that you can master that condenses all of these things into the shortest possible amount of time, and that skill is the skill of understanding how to learn new skills, one. Two, the skill of understanding the mindset that will make it happen. Most people struggle with the mindset. They struggle with the confidence. They struggle with the ability to go for it. You must understand your mindset is the number one thing that's going to make you take action. Now, people are like, well, I've heard that before. It's cliche. No, listen. And I mean fucking listen. Your mind makes you do everything. Here's how powerful your mind is.
This guy's kind of like aggressive. I don't know. This delivery isn't doing it for me. I'll tell you that.
In a waking state, a state where you're not in hypnosis, right? The normal state. Even if you don't believe in hypnosis, just listen up. Here's the waking state. Can you change your heart rate right now? No, you fucking can't. Can you change your blood pressure? No, you can't. But in an unconscious state, in hypnosis, I can speed up your heart rate. I can slow it down. I can increase your blood pressure, lower your blood pressure. I can do anything. I can change your perception of reality, as I'm going to show you how to do for yourself today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to shatter this limiting belief that it takes time to change. The only thing that you need to take time to learn is how quickly you can change. If you understand this concept, this overarching theme of life, then everything will get shorter. My job is to get you to where you want to be in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of effort. So you put in the most effort to get the greatest output. Most people struggle. They struggle to understand that by putting in the right amount of effort, the right amount, not wasting your time doing small work, but you put in the right amount of effort with the right skill set and you get a massive output.
Okay. I'm bored. This lesson sucks. Let's go to the next one. All he's doing is bragging about all the things we're going to learn. I haven't learned nothing yet. I ain't going to learn nothing. Let's practice our confidence instead. This one says, are you feeling down on yourself? Do you think you're not good enough? Well, it's time to stop thinking like that. This video is about how confidence is a key skill in your life. You need to start bringing your value and stop thinking about yourself. Watch this lesson to learn and change the way you think. Oh my God, I can't wait, guys. This is going to be good.
So first things first, confidence. Most people lack confidence, and that's why they don't go to where they want to go. I'll give you an example of this. If you don't believe that you can have what you want, you'll never take action, or you'll start and you'll stop. If you knew for a fact you could have everything you've ever wanted, you'll take action. I'll give you a perfect example. Person A gets up in the morning and he believes, or she believe, that they're going to have everything they've ever wanted. Their business is going to succeed. They're going to live the life of their dreams. They're going to live the lifestyle. They're going to have the relationships. They're going to be healthy. They believe it. They will get up every day, and that hunger, because they know they're going to have it, will allow them to persevere no matter what. Because there will be dips, there will be hard times, there will be challenges, and those who don't believe they'll succeed will give up in those challenges. As a matter of fact, success has filters. It literally filters out the people who believe they can versus the people who believe they can't. If you truly believe you can, you will no matter what. You will persevere no matter what. Now, you might say, Marcel, I don't have that kind of hunger inside of me. I can't find it in me to act that way. Let me give you perspective. Yes, you fucking can. If someone you love, like truly love, think about someone in your life that you love dearly. If their life depended on...
I can't get over the fact that he keeps blowing out the mic. Like, you can fix that in post. Just tone it down. Tone it down a little bit. You know, you go into your Final Cut Pro, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, wherever you're editing this, and just pull that little decibel line down. I can't stand the popping sound. It's driving me cuckoo bananas.
On your success, you would get up every
Why are you screaming?
day and you would go do it. Not because you believed in yourself, but because you had a reason to go do it. You had a strong enough reason that you said, it's not about me anymore and I have to go. So here's the key. Confidence does not come from just you. It comes from what you want to do for other people. If your mission is surrounded by the idea of offering other people value, making a difference in people's lives, whether it's the income you get from that mission or the actual business itself, that will create the hunger, the drive inside of you to get up every morning. There are days where I don't want to get up. Do you think I'm not exhausted? I am so fucking exhausted right now, but guess what? I'm changing your life.
Let me guess. You're more exhausted than anyone has ever been, because not only are you better hypnotist than everyone, and you do business better than anyone, and you've seen every type of business, but I can bet, I will guess, that you are the most tired out of anyone. No one is more tired than me. End quote. This guy saying that. Elizabeth, welcome. So glad to be here live. I hate this style of bro marketing. You and I both. And to that, I will tell you this.
You want to get rich and you want to have a rich life, you listen to me.
You want to get rich? Listen to this guy.
And that gives me energy. It's like I'm drawing energy from something around me, and it makes me I can't tell you. I feel it's like something supernatural comes into me and says, you have energy. I remember there are days where I can't even speak. Literally, nothing's coming out of my mouth. I'm day 3 or day 4 in a seminar. My voice is completely gone. I can't even say a word. It's like, ah. And I get on stage, and bam, power. Because it comes from a place of helping people. If that is where you come from, you will have an infinite amount of motivation. Literally limitless energy, limitless confidence in your mission. Because it's not selfish. You see, this is the thing most people don't get. It's that selfishness, when you think about you, what car am I going to get? What's in it for me? That's why you fail, because it's about you. If it's about you, you're not going to make the money. Money is directly correlated to the amount of value you bring. If you can't bring the value, not only mentally, but literally, you're not going to make the money. So,
yeah, guys, so if you're poor, it's because you suck. You're just not a very cool person, and you're very low value, as one might say. And so you actually don't deserve any money. And next time you open your bank account and there's no money in there, just remember that it's because you just suck. So I hope that helps.
Either get there or die trying, but damn sure don't be average.
Don't be average, because average is for losers. And if you're a loser, you'll also be poor.
if you want to bring value to the world, you have to actually start to believe that not only you have value to bring, confidence, but you also have to have excitement about it. You got to be excited about the change you're going to offer people. If you don't have that excitement, the mission, whether it's you retiring your parents, whether it's you making a difference for your kids, giving yourself a better life, being the person who breaks the curse in the family, being the person who actually does something that's never been done, being a pioneer, being a legend, having a legacy, whatever it is you find inside of you for others, if you can't find that, you will never succeed. I could tell you now.
I'm kind of thinking about this too. Space Pastry says, not sure how abuse attracts people. As I'm listening to this guy scream at me, I'm wondering, like, what type of person, because I watch this and it's like super off-putting for me. This guy like screaming at me, telling me that I'm a loser and I'm poor because I'm a loser. Doesn't work for me personally. So I'm thinking, like, who would be the type of person that would watch this content and think like, holy shit, I want to be this guy? And it's kind of giving, like, my guess, and this is just speculation, I'm just guessing. You guys can drop your guesses in the live chat. But it's giving like Andrew Tate vibes of, like, you know, really sort of unconfident, is that a word? Like people who lack confidence, maybe a little bit depressed, you know, you're living in your mom's basement, you spend maybe a little bit too much time online, lack appropriate social skills, if you will. And you really just want to like look up to someone who seems to have it all. And so maybe to those people, this guy would be like the answer to that. But as someone who has exceptional levels of confidence and really believes in themselves, I don't want to be fucking yelled at. I'm not paying someone to yell at me. I'll tell you that for free. Whoa. He sounds like my mom when I was in junior high and got a bad report card. Exactly. I'm like, why are you screaming at me? And why do you want my money? I'm not paying you for this.
Most successful people in the world do something that puts them in a position of leadership. And that position of leadership gives them hunger. It expands their mindset because there are no limitations. Imagine this. You're not a leader. It means you're following someone. And if you're following someone, odds are it's not me. It's someone that you live with. It's a friend. It's someone in your tribe, someone around you. And if the people in your tribe think small, if the most they've made is $10,000 in a month, you will never exceed that because they are the leader of the tribe and you can never exceed that. Biologically, your brain won't let you. You will be limited. You must become a leader. And
that's literally not true. I do understand that, like, you need to be exposed to certain things to realize that it's a possibility. I mean, like, I've shared this story before as well, many, many years ago. But my first, like, big girl job that I ever had, I was making somewhere around like $45,000 a year. And I remember thinking, like, oh my God, this is so much money. Wow. And then I talked to a few friends of mine who were like, I was in kind of like rural-ish Ontario, and some of my friends were living like in Toronto, and they had similar jobs to me, but they were making, you know, like $60,000, $75,000, $80,000 a year. And I was like, oh my, you can make $80,000 a year? And it wasn't until I had those conversations that I realized, you know, like, what is possible in particular career paths in terms of like how much money you can make, you know. And then I met friends who are making $150,000 a year. I have software engineer friends that make like $300,000 a year. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And so it is like, exposure to certain things does open your mind, but that's not like, it doesn't work like osmosis, that because I have software engineer friends who make $300,000 a year, then now suddenly I'm going to start making $300,000 a year. Nor does it mean that like, because they make 300,000 that I could only make 300,000. Like, what is true for thee is not true for me necessarily. And yes, there's benefits to, you know, having open conversations about how to make money and what that looks like. That doesn't mean that the experience then gets like trickled down to everyone around you. Otherwise, we would all make the same amount of money. Like, the logic just doesn't make sense for me. Yeah, so instead get a credit card and pay me. If he was really good at hypnotizing, he wouldn't have to yell this much. Is this mindset included in the hypnosis? Oh, no. I'm just catching up on all the comments. Powered by ketamine. Oh, no. Yeah, Suzanne says, unless you're in the billionaire tier, then everything I just said doesn't apply to you. In fact, once you join the billionaire tier, you will also become a billionaire, just like those of us who hang out there. Yeah, I guess this is interesting. So this comment here says, remember, a lot of men are not sucked into the woo-woo spiritual techniques that more women love. And so I think that this is like, what's the phrase? I can't remember what I was going to say, but it's basically like the same thing dressed a different way. So when women might buy into something like the manifestation babe, where, you know, your beliefs create your reality and you just have to, you know, believe you're going to be a millionaire and you'll be a millionaire. This is the same thing. It's just packaged very differently, much more masculine and aggressive to try and, you know, hit a different market, if you will. Money is osmotic. You can actually make money through osmosis. You just got to hang around rich people, and you yourself will also become rich.
You can buy status by just like spending money to be around these people and then just being a cool person.
Just spend money to be around rich people and be a cool person, and problem solved. Okay, guys?
And what immediately tricks the brain, literally hacks the biology in your body, is that mission and purpose to help others. That puts you in a position of leadership. Because what kind of person will help other people? A leader. So you become that leader, you find that drive inside of you, and then you bring the value. That will happen automatically. You see, people are so focused on the work. They focus on the skill set. They're so focused on the knowledge. Knowledge is useless with the wrong mindset. But if you get the mindset, all the knowledge you've learned, conversations people had in cafes, a movie you watched, all these things come together and they connect. And your brain goes, oh, I have had this knowledge. I'll be on stage, and I'll be in a state where I need to change someone's life. They'll say something to me. I can't remember. If you were to ask me an hour before, what would you do in this situation? I would be clueless. But on stage, out of nowhere, because I'm in that state, because it's about them, not me, my brain comes up with a solution, and it's seamless. And we change their life right there. Same thing happens when I have problems. If the problem's about me, I'm not that motivated to fix it. But when it comes to my staff, when it comes to my family, if it means they're going to starve, if I don't make it work, I find a solution every time. You see, that is what it takes to be successful. The top 1%, most people don't talk about this. They're leaders. A leader is someone who looks after others. It's someone who finds the drive to offer others value. The most successful businesses do one thing. They offer the most value, and guess what money is? Money is a representation of value. It's an exchange of value. So, back in the day, they didn't use money. They would barter things. So you had a bag of corn or rice, and I had some beans or something else or wheat, and I'd come to you and I'd say, hey, look, you do this for me, I'll give you some wheat, you give me some corn, we'll be good. You're like, okay, cool. That started getting complicated because you didn't want wheat anymore. You wanted some shit like that I couldn't come up with. So we said, you know what, this is too complicated. Let's just create a currency. And then we created money. So now money represents value. Most people, though, have resistance to this. So here's how you know if you have any money blocks in your mind. If you have a hard time paying someone, if you are counting every dime, when you go to a restaurant, you're like, oh, I don't want to tip too much, I'm not sure. You're counting how much money is in your bank account, you'll never make more money.
Yeah, guys, if you use a budget, you're going to be poor forever, because only poor people worry about how much money's in their bank account. Rich people actually just spend all of their money and just keep swiping their credit card. Doesn't matter. You didn't make any money this month? No problem, because in your mind, you are rich. So you can just swipe. No repercussions. Interest who? Don't know or don't care. Budgeting is for losers. Write that down.
Literally putting you in a paradigm. You're like, wait, but I'm spending every last dollar I have. No, you're telling yourself, hey, it's okay to spend it because what? What kind of person is okay to spend their money? The person that believes they'll make it back.
You know what? This is like memory unlocked. I don't know if I've shared this story before. My very first coach, you know, the one that told me to write in my journal as if I'm going to be successful, and that's how I'm going to be successful. One thing she would encourage me to do, it was very similar to this. It was like, I explicitly remember going and paying to get my hair highlighted because she told me to. And it cost me like $200 at that time. And I wasn't making any money in my business. But she told me to do this. She would tell me, you know, go get your nails done, go to the spa, go get your hair done, da 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 da. But I explicitly remember paying $200 to get my hair highlighted because I was spending as if the money was going to return to me. So the idea was, you know, if I made this investment in myself of spending money as if I already had it, then I was, you know, magically going to sign clients and make the money back. Did I sign clients and make that money back? No, I didn't. Spoiler alert. Yes, this is a lunch coach. This is the coach that still owes me lunch. So just like memory trauma unlocked listening to this guy.
Most people don't believe they'll make their money back. Therefore, they don't want to spend it. If you tell your brain, hey, I can spend it, it means I can make it. When I go out to dinner with my friends, even when I had no money, I would pay the bill because it told my brain, you're going to make the money back. And guess what happened every time? I not only made the money back, I made it back 100-fold.
This is literally so untrue because why would anyone have credit card debt if this was true? Like, I don't know if you guys watch these like finance channels where people go on and on and on about, you know, I have $80,000 in credit card debt. Like, obviously that person spent money trusting it was going to, you know, pay for itself eventually. So if the universe conspires to help you make back every dollar you spend 10x, why are people broke? Something isn't making sense. Harrison, thank you so much. Harrison sent a $2 super chat and says, budgeting is for losers. And to that, I will say this.
I was exhausted being a loser. Now I'm exhausted being a winner.
I'm just exhausted being poor. Okay. And also, I will say, where is it?
And I want nothing from you. It's free. F-R-E-E.
It's free. F-R-E-E. My advice for you, spend so much money on credit cards because it's all going to come back to you guys. Throw away the budget. Swipe, swipe, swipe. That's my advice for today.
So the money mindset is the mindset of leadership, right? The leader of the tribe back in the day would do what? They would get to eat first, but guess what they would have? They would also have to take care of everyone. They would have to make sure everyone has resources. They would look after everybody. Be the leader. Trick your brain. Be generous. Be willing to let go of the money because you know it's going to come back. Similarly, if you want money to come into your pocket, you must believe it's worth it. You're worth it. Money has to get off a pedestal. People pedestalize money because they have no value. You know you're worth it. You have your own confidence. You believe in the mission. Money's not about what you're going to go buy. Money's about changing lives.
Money's not about what you're going to buy. Yet, if we go to his Instagram, it looks like this. Mansion, cars, cars, cars. This is an echo of what I used to dream of. And it's just a mansion and cars. So which story is true, sir? Because you're telling two different narratives, and I'm a little bit confused. This is so good. Three Flamingos says, here's some lunch money. It's time to let it go. And she sent an $8 super chat. To that, I will say this.
Now, easy, you can just learn how to clear them off and be literally fine.
I gotta just clear them off, and I'll be literally fine.
I want all of you to let that one especially deeply sink in.
Oh goodness. Thank you so much. That gave me a really good laugh. But I don't know if I can let it go, guys. I don't think I'm a big enough person.
You see, it's hard to ask someone for money when you know, hey, I need the money because I want to go buy the car. I want to go buy the house. That will happen when you have plenty of money. But guess what? That's not why you're asking for money. You ask for money. You ask for more money because that's the money you're going to use to change people's lives. That's the money you're going to use to help your family. That's the money you're going to use to grow the business and make a bigger difference and add more value. That's all money is. It's a representation of value. So you want to make more money, find the purpose inside of you that is going to allow you to change people's lives. Everything comes from a place of doing things for others. If you are selfish, you put yourself first, you're not a good leader. And by the way, a good leader doesn't just look after 2 or 3 people. If you have 10 people that follow you, you look after every single one. If you go to a party as an example, and one doesn't get in, nobody gets in. That's what a leader does. A leader makes sure it's all for one. And
I kind of have a feeling that if I went to a party with this guy and they wouldn't let me in, he would just pretend he didn't know me and go in anyway. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting anyway.
one for all. It's like the 3 Musketeers. You are the leader. Lead people and be a leader to yourself. Say, hey, from now on, I'm committing to a higher standard. From now on, I'm going to lead myself into a position where I now have a fire under my ass. When other people count on you, you can't be lazy. When other people count on you, you can't be inconsistent. You can't sit there and say, not today, because other people's lives depend on it. Now, leadership's not for everyone. Therefore, entrepreneurship's not for everyone. But if it's for you, then you have other people count on you. You will do everything in your soul to make it work. And guess what they'll do in return? They'll do anything for you because they love you. Now, the wrong people around you, cut them out. But the right people will stick around, and you will grow together, and there'll be enough for everyone and even more. In the next module,
you know, he's spending a lot of time talking about, spend your money and it'll come back to you. Have the right mindset. Believe. No time anywhere are we actually talking about like what we're going to be selling. Like he's saying, entrepreneurship isn't for everyone, but if it's for you, you'll be successful. Okay, successful doing what? What is my skill? What am I actually like selling to people? Because I'm very, very unclear. Scamming isn't for everyone, but it's clearly for him. Ain't that the truth? Allegedly, in my opinion, of course. Okay, this one's about mindset. It says, are you ready to improve your reality? Just by improving your mindset, you can change everything. You'll learn how to let go of negative thinking and cultivate a more positive outlook on life. In this lesson, we'll explore how your mindset creates your reality and what you can do to improve it. Can't wait.
Now, I've worked with billionaires, celebrities,
we got a
millionaires,
drawing.
and
Look at this diagram here. Can't wait.
people who are completely normal. I've hypnotized.
Wait, is that a picture of himself in the background? How fucking cringy is this? Oh my God, this is so funny. So I've been the last week or so thinking like, what should I put on the wall here? Like I have some artwork on the other side that you can't see and then this stuff. But I'm like, originally I was going to put a neon sign, but then because of the nature of my work outside of YouTube, I'm like, I can't really have a neon sign because it won't be brand appropriate for like the videos I do for my actual job. So then I was thinking like, what kind of artwork should I put here? And now I'm thinking after watching this guy, maybe I'll just get a portrait of myself printed in life size and put it on the wall behind me. This is so cringy. Oh my God. Sorry, I just had to draw attention to that. Like just that the frame is like, here's the thing I'm going to teach you today, but then here's also a picture of me in a suit. Harrison says, is that from prom? Honestly, it kind of looks like it.
Thousands, literally at this point in my career, hundreds of thousands of people, not even bullshitting the number. How? Well, I do it at seminars, I do it with thousands of people in the room, I do it one-on-one. And I can tell you here, right now, here's the number one thing that's going to stop you from going to the next level. The most successful people are always the best subjects. They are literally the easiest people to hypnotize. They are the least skeptical. I'm going to show you how this works. So you have 2 parts of the mind. You have your conscious mind.
Yeah, guys, skepticism is for poor people. Rich people don't think. They actually just give me every dollar they have. So you guys should probably start swiping your credit cards in that super chat because if you're poor, you would think twice. But I know that you're rich, so show me the money.
And your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is a piece of shit. It literally has no power. Most people live in that place. You live here. You're skeptical. So here's what happens. You grow up, and by the way, my parents...
Does this guy know that you can give like an impactful spiel without screaming? Like, I just don't understand the... Everyone, I am here to tell you something, and I'm going to scream about it. Like, do we have to yell? Why are we yelling? Why are we so aggressive?
parents became millionaires. By the time we were in 2007, 2008, my parents were worth millions of dollars. But guess what? That was still a poor $1 million mindset. It took my dad 55 fucking years to make a few $1 million and have it in his pocket. And guess what happened? We lost it all in 2008. I'm not here to show you how to make a few $1 million. I'm here to give you a mindset where you can make an infinite amount of money. You run out of money, you make it back. Money is easy. The same way you can go get McDonald's anywhere in the fucking world, you can go make millions of fucking dollars. I use this word because I'm passionate about this. So if you live here and you have shitty programming here, guess what? You're skeptical. Skepticism is it's literally the thing that protects you from being rich. So you're skeptical. People are literally skeptical all the way into their death. So
Okay, what am I missing? I don't understand what this diagram even is, though. Like, I understand the power of a good visual to kind of like explain what you're talking about, but I don't understand what this diagram is. Can someone help?
No, I'm a skeptical guy. You're also broke as fuck. You're also poor. Oh, you have 5 million, you have 20 million in your bank account, but you're skeptical? Why don't you have 100 million? You think I'm fucking kidding? Took you 20, you're probably 50, 60 if you're skeptical. Even if you're 30 or 20. What is skepticism? Skepticism is a lack of...
Does this guy actually know what he's saying? I need to go back. That didn't make any sense.
Programming here, guess what? You're skeptical. Skepticism is it's literally the thing that protects you from being rich. So you're skeptical. People are literally skeptical all the way into their death. So they're like, I don't know. I'm a skeptical guy. You're also broke as fuck. You're also poor. Oh, you have 5 million, you have 20 million in your bank account, but you're skeptical? Why don't you have 100 million?
Okay, you have 20 million in your bank account, but you're skeptical. Why don't you have 100 million?
You think I'm fucking kidding? Took you 20, you're probably 50, 60 if you're skeptical. Even if you're...
It took you 20, maybe 50, 60 if you're skeptical. 50, 20 what? What are you saying?
30 or 20. What?
Maybe you're 30 or 20.
What is skepticism?
What are you saying? I tried to follow that sentence so hard, and I don't know what he's saying. I actually don't think that he knows what he's saying.
Skepticism is a lack of being open. It means I am so certain that the way I see the world is the right way, that all the opportunities, all the things that show up that are new, you're going to miss out on. That's what happens when people are skeptical. They're skeptical until they fail. The most successful people are the most open, truly the most open. You think you know everything, so you stay in your paradigm. Now, that happens. People will come to me and tell me how to think. And I'm like, okay, listen, homie, listen, bro, just because all your fucking friends, your group, everyone you're around is not successful, and you've made a little bit of money in your life, does not mean you know everything. I was very humbled when I was younger, when I met my friends, and all my friends made me look poor.
Guy, I don't think you've ever been humbled once in your life. That's the problem. That's how we ended up on this live stream.
They made me look like I had no money. And I was doing fucking well. No 20-year-old was making what I was making. No 21-year-old was making what I was making until I ran into these friends that made what I was making in a year, in a few hours at times. I was in Las Vegas last year. Changed my paradigm forever. My friend's friend, and I met him, was there. We're sitting there at the blackjack table. The guy literally puts $3 million down, loses it in 15 minutes like it's a piece of fucking toilet paper. By the time we walked from the table to the restaurant, 5-minute walk, he had made it all back. He had made it all back. $3 million he made back in less than 10 minutes. That's why he was able to spend it. I'm sitting there, I'm like, holy shit, that's so much fucking money. Made it back. I go to my friend's house. He's 21 years old. He's a fucking billionaire. You don't hear about him, but he's a billionaire. Now, he's friends with other billionaires. So we're at this...
You don't hear about him, and you actually don't know him, and he's actually not even real. But my friend is a billionaire. So you just got to trust me, bro.
Beautiful house in the Hollywood Hills. Like, insane. His friend is a mega billionaire, like in the tens of billions. And he's like, hey, I'm going to go play a poker game. You guys want to come? We go. He literally puts $500,000 in, gets the chips, goes all in first hand, doesn't even see his things, doesn't even see his cards, loses it all, laughs about it, does it again. $1 million gone in 10 minutes.
Guys, I don't know. I'm very skeptical of this like narrative that all these billionaires that he allegedly knows would be gambling. Most wealthy people I know would never even go to a casino, not even for fun, not even to spend like $20, because gambling is a waste of money. And I say this because I was actually having this conversation recently. I was at like a networking event with a bunch of business owners, many of whom are much more successful than I. And the topic of gambling came up, and we were just discussing how like there is, I don't know. I like a little like scratch ticket every now and then, you know, the little crossword ones just for fun. I don't think I'm ever going to obviously win any money, and it's like $3. So it's mostly just for like the entertainment of doing it. But like my partner, for example, would literally never even spend the $3 because he's like, lottery is stupid. You're never going to win. I'm like, I don't play because I'm going to win. I play because it's entertainment and it's fun. I don't know. I just listen to this and I think I have a hard time believing that someone who is a legitimate millionaire or billionaire would be wasting their time spending millions of dollars at the casino. Like, they're probably busy running their businesses and using their money in a much more intelligent way. I'll take things that never happened for 1 million, please. That's kind of how I'm feeling, Rachel. Yeah, okay, so a few of you are bringing up, like, gambling addiction. That's a little bit different. Like, yes, there's extreme cases in many senses. I know a man who, like, took a second mortgage out on his house to go gambling. That's not what I'm talking about. I just mean, like, in a general sense, most wealthy people are probably not hanging out at the casino regularly. And this guy's making it sound like every millionaire and billionaire that he knows, apparently, is spending all their money at the casino. And it's like, I think that if I wasn't privy to what wealthy people do with their money, that's what I would imagine wealthy people do with their money. So stupid.
Doesn't give a fuck. Literally like it's toilet paper. How? How do you think it got there? Everyone I've interviewed, every single one that has made this kind of money, and I'm not talking, guys, there's no course in the world that sits there and says, this is the mindset of a billionaire. There's the millionaire mindset, and then there's the billionaire mindset. This is how billionaires think. I have personally coached someone from 30 million to $1 billion. I currently am coaching more than one billionaire. Literally. Right now, they are paying me to coach them. I know how they think. I talk to them every day.
Who is Sam and Colby? Are they billionaires?
Understand their paradigm. Here's what they don't do. They don't act skeptical.
Here's what they also don't do. They don't go to the casino.
They are so open to opportunity, they actually take advantage of them. So what does that mean? Well, let me give you perspective. If you believe you're going to win, you believe anything you touch turns to gold, do you think that is an empowering belief? Absolutely. Most people think anything they touch will fail. Most people think that most businesses suck. No, there's no way you can make that kind of money. Right? If I tell you how much I actually make, right? If I sat here and I said, hey guys, I'm making about $150,000 a day at 24. Right? I said that to you. You might be like, is he selling drugs? What the fuck is he doing? That right there is a limiting belief. That is a paradigm in your mind that says, hey, because I'm skeptical, I can't see all the ways to make money. I can't see it. Because my programming is literally shut off. Someone programmed you, put a fucking lock on it called skepticism, and now you're fucked. So we need to get rid of this belief. The belief that, no, this is how it is, what you're saying is wrong, I know better. That is literally how you stay where you are. It doesn't matter how much you've made, lower your ego, humble yourself, and say, okay, there's another level. And that's the level I want to get you to. So skepticism is going to literally fuck you. We don't want to be skeptical. We want to be open. Open opportunity, not open to everything. Like if someone says, hey man, come drink alcohol with me. It's good for you. Bullshit. Glass of wine a day, good for you. Bullshit. Weed, good for you. Bullshit. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who's actually telling you, hey, look, this is how you make more money. He's doing it. They're actually making more money than you, or they're doing something better than you, or they understand something you don't understand. Listen to them. Be open, even if you don't know. I go to dinners. I used to, when I was younger, want to talk the whole time. Talked at the dinner. Everyone knows who I am.
Bruh, I think you're still talking through every dinner. Suzanne wants to know, when does he start teaching? Yeah, we're on module 3 of 5, and I don't think I've learned anything. Shocker.
Now, I don't talk, I want to hear. I can learn from everyone at the table. I understand how they think. Maybe they know something I don't know. Maybe they know someone I want to meet. Maybe that is a person I want to meet. I let them do the talking. Whereas that one friend that has the big ego, oh yeah, all my friends are losers, he's always trying to coach people. I actually had my friend who's a billionaire, 21-year-old billionaire, come over. He had no idea the person.
Stop with the my friend who's a millionaire. My friend who's a billionaire. You know what else wealthy people don't do? Drop how much money all their friends have. Like, I have a friend who's did you guys know I have a friend who's a millionaire? Hey, I don't know if you knew this, but I actually have a friend who's a billionaire. Oh, by the way, my millionaire friend, like, frig off, guy.
Person's a billionaire. He comes over and he starts preaching, coaching, all this stuff. You know how much he could have learned from him? He could have learned more than he could have ever imagined. Would have taken his business to the next level. Instead, he decided to spend 2 hours talking the whole time. That is not how you gain more success. You got to listen. You got to learn. You got to lead. You got to humble yourself. Get rid of skepticism. Now, this is the part of the mind I really want to focus on right now. Your subconscious. Your subconscious is so powerful. Literally, whatever you program it to go get, it will get. If you have not programmed your mind to be a billionaire, it'll never happen. I don't care what you do. You scream, you shout, you jump up and down, you learn everything, you have the blueprint. Your mind's not...
To the person who made the comment that this is just the man version of Manifestation Babe, you are 100% correct, and now we're getting into it.
Not programmed to do it, you're not getting there. Literally, whatever you are programmed to get, you're going to go get. If you program your iPhone to shut off at 50%, every time it hits 50% battery, it shuts off. I don't care what you do. I don't care what app you download. If that's what it's programmed to do, it will do it every fucking time. Your brain is a computer. Whether you believe it or not, I don't care. I'm an expert in this field, and I'll tell you, as the #1 hypnotist on the planet ever to exist, I am that good. I don't care what anyone says. They cannot do what I do with hypnosis, and I'm telling you, I'm going to do this to change your life here. Your mind is literally in control of everything. I reprogram my mind to make more money. It's the same hour, I swear to God, the same fucking hour I make more money. I'll be broke. And this used to happen to me all the time. I'd run out of money for no reason. I'd just spend my money, not pay attention. I go look at my account, rent's due the next day. I have to make $50,000 for payroll. And this is early in my career. And guess what? Out of nowhere, my brain gives me this person, this solution, do this, creates a bunch of plans, plan A, plan B, plan C. I execute all of them, and I make more than enough in an instant. It's like I was stressing out for weeks, and in an hour, the day before, my brain made it happen. You might have a situation like this, right, where things aren't working out, and finally at the last second, you found a solution. Right before you had to do it, you made it work, right? And that is what I find so funny. Whatever you program your brain to do, it'll get. If in your programming you believe you're going to fail, you believe you're going to get cheated on, you believe you're fat, you believe you don't deserve it, you believe you're not loved, your brain will make that reality. It cares about being right, not about being happy. It cares about being right, not about being rich. If you don't program it, nothing you do for the rest of your life will get you to where you want to go.
Yeah, guys, you want to be rich? Just program your mind. That's the secret.
So, remove your fucking skepticism, be open, and let's change the fucked up programming that's in there, because anything that's stopping you in there, it could be anything that's stopping you from being consistent or going to the next level, is going to completely shatter your dreams. So, what do we have to do? Well, there are 3 C's to success. 3 C's. The first one, confidence.
Pablo wants to know if this course is his brain's solution to pay rent. Yes, because actually what we've learned is that this is how he makes money to go to the casino. Because if you didn't know, millionaires and billionaires, who all happen to be friends with this guy, spend all their money at the casino, because gambling is a really good way to make back all your money. On a completely unrelated note, I think this guy needs some penmanship lessons, because this writing is horrendous. And if you're a multi-millionaire, could you not hire an assistant that has nicer writing than you to make your presentation slides? Just asking.
We talked about confidence. If I don't believe I can go do it, why would I do it? Now, confidence isn't just something you program yourself for consciously. It is an unconscious pattern of focus. Someone who's confident will look at something and say, hey, I know I can do that. Someone who's not confident is confident. You see, whatever you've been programmed to get, you're confident in. If I believe I'm going to fail, I'll look at a business and say, I'm confident that'll fail. If I'm programmed to be successful, I'll look at a business and say, I'm confident it'll win. That's the difference. You're all confident. But if the programming is fucked, What are you confident in? You confident in success? You confident in failure? Confidence is all about what you're programmed for, not just confidence. I'll do this at a seminar. I'll be like, who here is at a 10 out of 10 in confidence? 1, 2 people in the whole room will raise their hand. I say, so everyone else is a 10 out of 10 in confidence that they're not a 10 out of 10 in confidence? So they're 100% confident they're not confident. There's no such thing. You're all confident. Question is, what am I confident in? Most people are not confident in what makes them rich. They're confident in what makes them poor, which leads me to my second thing. The second thing is coachability. Most people are not coachable. They think they...
Wait. Most people are confident in the thing that makes them poor. Please explain. What is he? What? So what? Huh? If I don't have any money, it's because I'm confident in what? I don't get it.
They know better. I've talked about this, right? The skeptical guy, the person who says, I know better than everyone. That's you literally putting a lock on the belief system you have. The most successful people I've ever worked with, look at Jake Paul, right? Look at him in boxing. 2 years ago tomorrow, by the way, Thanksgiving, I actually hypnotized him for his first big fight with Nate Robinson, right? That was on Thanksgiving, literally. This guy was working on Thanksgiving. That is his commitment to this, right? His dedication, which leads me to consistency. We'll go back to consistency in a minute. Coachability, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, these are athletics. What about entrepreneurs? Guess what? Entrepreneurship is a game. Most of these people have a coach. Look at Ray Dalio. He's one of the greatest investors who ever lived, ever. He's been working with Tony Robbins for 2 decades. Everyone who literally gets to the next level has a coach. Not just a coach, they have a mentor. They have someone they learn from.
Yeah, and they're probably not even paying that person money. You don't have to fucking pay some guru on the internet to become successful. You know, again, I made this point at the beginning of the stream, but like you could just try this thing. It's called networking. It's called not being a shitty person. And you can build your own connections with real people who aren't going to pay you money for their wisdom.
Have someone. Now you might say, nope, I don't need that. My parents didn't do that. Your parents had parents. Your parents had a boss. Your parents may have gone to school. Those are mentors. You go to college, what do you think they're teaching you?
Suzanne,
they're teaching you how to be poor. They're
He's
teaching
not.
you how to be an employee. All of these things are mentoring you. The question is, who's mentoring me for what? Most people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn how to be broke their whole life. That's what they spend money on. I am telling you, spend nothing and learn how to be rich right here, right now. So consistency. Here's the key. If I'm not confident I'll succeed, if I'm not open to changing my beliefs, I'm going to stay consistent as to what I was in the past. So if your life's not where you want it to be, and you've been consistent up until now to get you here, where do you think you're going to go? Very easy to predict. It's when you are open, you understand change happens now, you're coachable, and you're able to gain a new sense of confidence in what you want, the money, the health, the relationships. When you're able to tap into that state, then you can be consistent in a new way. And that new pattern, that new routine, that new behavior, that new belief system, that's what creates the lifestyle that you're looking to get. These are the 3 C's of success: confidence, coachability, and consistency. So, what are the #1 questions that you must ask yourself?
Dude, like, this is embarrassing. Just use a PowerPoint. It'll look way nicer than this. I can't with the Post-its.
The #1 questions you got to ask. First of all, will this give me a return on investment? Will I get an ROI on this? Most people do things that don't get them an ROI. They drink alcohol. They go out late at the club. They sleep in. They don't care. They waste their time. They hang out with losers. They're in a toxic relationship. They're around friends who bring them down. These are all things that don't give you an ROI. If you spend your time in a circle that's bad for you.
Yeah, you should actually only hang around with people that will give you an ROI. Because if your friends aren't making you rich, they're making you poor. And satisfaction, you know, happiness, enjoying your life for fucking losers. And instead, you should only hang out with people you can get something from. Transactional relationships are the key to success, guys. Write that down.
You have bad habits. You do things that are not going to make you progress. Guess what's going to happen? Your life is not moving forward. It's moving backwards. So is the thing I'm doing now going to get me an ROI? The most successful people I've ever seen, including myself. Everything I do, I ask myself, will this get me a return on investment?
The most successful people I see, including myself, because I am one of the most successful people that I know. Yeah, forget everyone else. Me. I'm the most successful. And I want you to remember that. So hang out with successful people, but just remember that I am the most successful. I just had to throw that in there in case you weren't picking up the vibe that I'm successful. I want to verbally state that I am successful so that you'll remember.
What is a return on investment?
Oh my God.
It means I know I want a six-pack. I know I want more money. I know I want to be healthy. I know I want a better relationship. So my friends call me and say, hey, Marcel, you want to come to dinner? Now, I know I have to get a six-pack by this date. This is my day. This is when I want to be in shape. I also know tomorrow I'm waking up at 6 a.m. I know I want to hit this number by the end of the month. Will me going to this dinner help me with my goal? If the answer to that is no, I'm not going. If at this dinner I'm going to meet some amazing people, it's going to make me more motivated, it's going to make me feel great, then the answer is yes. You have to start to measure the actions you take. Is this productive towards my goal, or is this hurting me? Is this producing a return on my investment, my time, my energy, my effort, or can I do something better with this, more productive, right? Most people don't do that. Most people take action that just hurts them. It hurts them in the long run, and I don't want that to be you. The second question is, what's the shortcut? We're always thinking about how we make money over time. How can I make money over 50 years? What's the shortcut? How can I get there faster? And that's the thing that has gotten me to where I am so quickly. I always say, hey, what's the shortcut? How can I get to where I want to be in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of steps?
Okay, this is the part that's problematic because he wants you to believe that there is like some sort of shortcut and he's the one that has that solution. Because who wants to put in real effort and time and energy when you could actually just take a shortcut to get the results you want? Because remember, only poor people waste their time actually doing the steps that it's necessary to get there. Instead, you can just pay me lots of money and skip all the steps that are required. No problem.
This is a paradigm shift that will change your life. Just this question alone. We're always taught in school, don't take shortcuts. Don't take shortcuts. Don't take shortcuts. That's what's taught in school.
Don't pay a guru for a shortcut. That's what's taught here on the Danielle Ryan YouTube channel, okay?
I always took shortcuts in school. I didn't want to do math homework. What would I do? I talked to one person. I'd say, hey, you do the first half of the homework. I'll do the second half. I go to another person. Hey, you do the second half of the homework. I'll do the first half. And then I wouldn't have to do the homework, and I would just trade. And guess what? I could go do what I wanted to do. And at that time, it was to be an athlete. So I'd go practice. I would spend more time in the gym. I would practice in every sport I was playing while they would do the homework for me. That is the shortcut. And guess what? Would my teachers like that? Would they reward you for that? Of course not, because that makes a shitty employee. But it makes an amazing entrepreneur. Because it taught me leadership. It taught me how to take the shortcut. Now, the shortcut doesn't mean go fuck people over, go steal. Shortcut means be ethical. It means what is the fastest way to get here ethically? What is the
Weird that he's throwing this in. Because allegedly, in my opinion, this whole thing kind of feels like a giant grift. But he's explicitly stating, do things ethically. Okay, well, if I was doing things ethically, personally, I wouldn't be selling people on a dream. But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my broke, poor, my hater mindset.
fastest way to get here while offering value, while helping people? That is what the shortcut means. How can I get from where I am to where I want to be in the shortest amount of time in the least amount of steps? Then, the last question is, can I learn this from someone else? Why should you sit there and try and figure out the shortcut when someone else can tell you what the shortcut is? If you can find someone who can teach you either how to think about the shortcut so you can find more shortcuts, or someone who's actually done it already, why not learn from them? That is the most productive thing you can do.
Pablo says, what's interesting is that this is very close to good advice. If you are pretty good at math, you will find shortcuts to solve your problems. And you do want to be an efficient entrepreneur. Yeah, I think it's an interesting conversation about how much all of this information can, how much all of this information can get twisted in that they take like pockets of actually useful or objectively true information and then they twist it to fit whatever narrative they're trying to sell you on. So this guy wants you to believe that the key to success is to have a coach and that he's the coach that's going to teach you how to create those efficiencies, how to create those shortcuts. And whether or not that's true is yet to be determined. We're going to read through some of the reviews on Yelp, and you guys can come to that conclusion on your own. But it is a very interesting example of how these people will take like true information or true advice, things that have been proven to be helpful or useful, and then twist them to fit into whatever narrative they want you to believe in their specific little rant.
People really want to do it on their own, or they learn from people that just can't teach them. They learn from mentors who they perceive to be successful, but took them 50 years to get there. It took them 60 years to gain the success, 30 years to build a company.
But again, how many times have I said on this channel, okay, so he's saying like, oh, the mentor who took 30 years to build something isn't a good mentor. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but let's just pretend that in this imaginary world, this guy that we're watching is successful and he built this incredible, whatever you say, $1 million business. What did he say in that podcast interview? He made $35 million last year. After 5 years, he said he started his business in 2020 and he made $750,000. Let's just pretend that the numbers he's giving are all true. Just because it is true for him, it does not matter if he told you step by step every exact thing that he did. These are the Facebook ads that I paid for. This is how much money I put behind those ads. This is what I said in those ads. This is what the Facebook ad led to. This is the funnel that I built. You could copy his exact formula 100% to a T. Does that mean that you're going to get the exact same result as him? No. And that's the problem with all of these grifters, is that they want you to believe that the secret to success is to follow some magic blueprint formula that they've created and you're guaranteed to be as successful as them. And that's literally not true, because it doesn't factor in luck, timing, the fact that there's a market for the thing that you're selling, etc., etc. I'm sick of it.
And maybe they understand the principles, but it took them a long time. Now, some people are patient. I am not patient. I want to enjoy my youth. I want to be in my 20s like I am now and buy whatever I want like I'm doing. I want to be able to travel whenever I want to travel. I want to do things in my prime. Now, it doesn't matter how old you are. We don't know how much time we have. So if you're betting on being rich in the future, you're going to live that long, right? We don't know what's going to happen.
Sorry.
All we know is we have right now. So how can I make the most out of right now? Find someone who can teach you the shortcut. And if they can teach it to you, take it.
Guys.
We spend so much money on bullshit. And you could spend money on one thing.
Sorry, right? I'm having issues with my...
Invite them to a dinner. Invest in a mastermind. Do something that will show you...
Oh my God, I need to get out of here.
That will give you the and guess what? That money will come back.
Okay, sorry about that. The software that I use to stream has this problem, specifically with my computer, where if I swipe the window, it does this thing where it switches back and forth a million times. So I apologize for that. I don't know if you guys were able to hear what he was saying during all that glitching, or if I should go back. I'll go back like a minute. Nah.
Guess what?
I mean, he probably didn't say anything useful anyway, so what does it matter?
Fuck the money. It's the time you're going to get back. Imagine how much time you're going to save. If you were to learn a skill that would make you $1 million a year, and it cost you, let's say, $20,000, would that be a good deal? Yeah, it's a good deal. But imagine the cost. The cost for you for not earning $1 million a year, not investing that for 10 years. So every year you don't know how to make $1 million, $2 million, $5 million a year. How much is that costing you after 10 years? If it was only $1 million a year, you just lost $10 million after 10 years, assuming you didn't invest that, assuming it didn't compound. That is the price of ignorance. That is the price of skepticism. Don't get in your own way. So what's the next step? Well, I'll show you in the next module.
Oh, great. Can't wait. Is this thing over yet? Okay, in this module, we are going to be learning that we have limited time in this life. Make the most out of the time you have. This lesson is a reminder that we need to make the most of our time. It's a call to action to use our time wisely because it's something we can never get back. Watch the lesson and see how you can make the most out of your limited time. And we still got the poster in the background, and we still got this beautiful handwritten note. So I can't wait.
So time. I want to talk about the most important thing in the world. Time. Why is time so important? Because it's the only thing that you cannot buy. We can't get more time, and here's the thing. We don't know how much time we have. We don't know how much time we have. So we look at time. Now, what's the key factor here? Well, we all have the same timeline, but some people do more in the same amount of time than someone else. So we have person A, we got person B. Person A is programmed for success.
And person B is a fucking loser.
They believe no matter what, they are going to win. Person B, programmed to stay poor, programmed to be conservative, to be skeptical, to not have an open mind. Well, time's going to go by anyways, and there's only so many opportunities that are going to show up in that amount of time. Person A will see the world differently, which will allow them to take advantage of more opportunities over time, because they took advantage of, let's say, 30 opportunities a month, and this person took advantage of maybe 1 or even 2. This person has 30 more chances to win, 30 more chances to make more money. So over time, person A with the right programming will win, because it's not just month 1, it's month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. Over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, it's not even comparable, because person A has taken advantage of so many more opportunities that they've grown, they've earned the money, they've built it, it's compounded. As Albert Einstein once said, compounding interest is the 8th wonder of the world. Compounding anything is going to allow you to grow. So every day you don't act, that's compounding on the fact that you're not going to make the memories you're going to have. You're not going to have the health you want to have. When you stop the bad habit now, you're buying back time on your life, on your health. When you gain the confidence to be more successful now, you are buying more money.
Again, he's saying something that's not untrue. Like, if you want to get in better shape, the longer you put it off, the harder it's going to be. You know, if tomorrow you decide, I'm going to start walking 8,000 steps a day, and you start doing that, and then you do that, you know, for a month, and then you're like, okay, now I'm going to start weightlifting. Like, those things do compound over time, and you get closer to the goal that you have in mind. However, it's not just like this simple mindset shift decision and then suddenly the wealth comes and you have all this free time and whatever. Like, he wants you to believe that it really is that simple as just like making a decision and then buying into his program. And then that's going to be the thing that brings you whatever it says, X amount of opportunities.
Exponentially more money, because you can compound it over the decades that you wouldn't have done it. You're buying back time with the people you love that you'll never get back. That is why it is so important to have the right programming. People don't emphasize this. They don't even understand the concept. Time is the most important thing in the world. But the opportunities we have in that time, how many of those are you compounding? How many of those are you taking advantage of? Wrong programming, you're not going to do many. Right? So here's why person B fails versus person A succeeding. Person B values money over time. They go work a job, literally selling their time for money. You get paid $15 an hour. I am selling my time for money. Whereas person A values time over money. You can't buy their time. And if you do, they make sure that you pay a fucking ton of money for it. They're making so much, as a matter of fact, that they can't even spend it. It's in abundance because they understand.
Yeah, but you're missing the how someone gets there. So even if I'm consciously aware of the fact that I shouldn't be selling my time for money, how do I get to the point where I don't have to do that? Yeah. Rodney says, invest in the S&P for compounding. 1,000%. Instead of giving this guy $20,000, put it in the stock market. That's my advice.
Understand how valuable time is. Time is priceless. Think about it. You have 2 minutes left to live. You're on your deathbed. How much would you give for an extra 60 seconds? You would give anything. It's priceless. Person A understands this. You need to be person A. The most valuable thing you have in the world is time. So how can you take more opportunities? How can you take advantage of more opportunities and at the same time make more money in those opportunities? Because it's not just about having 30 opportunities. I know people who take advantage of 50 opportunities a month. I'll take advantage of one and make more in that one than they'll make an entire year. So it's not just the opportunity, but it's the right opportunity.
Yet at the beginning, he said something the opposite of like successful people take advantage of 30 opportunities and broke people don't take advantage of any. Now he's changing his story. God, pick a narrative.
Opportunities, and it's capitalizing on them. If you have the right programming, you'll sell more, you'll make more, you'll do the right things. Which leads me to the next part. Priming. How can I turn myself into person A? How can I become person A? Most people are person B. How do I become person A? Well, they did a study. And in the study, here's the variable. Someone would walk by, like literally with a cup of coffee. The cup of coffee was either iced or hot. And they would give it to someone and say, hey, can you hold my coffee for a moment? I just need to tie my shoe. So they would hold either a warm cup of coffee or a cold cup of coffee. Go down, tie their shoe. 30 minutes later, someone would come by with a clipboard and say, hey, look, I'll give you 20 bucks if you just read this paragraph for me and tell me your opinion on it. 90% of people who had the cold cup of coffee in their hand said that the paragraph made them feel feelings of cold, sadness, anxiousness, stress. 89%, pretty much identical, of people who had the warm cup of coffee said it made them feel feelings of love, joy, excitement, happiness. The only variable was a warm cup of coffee in their hands or a cold one. That made such an impact.
Is this true? Does someone know the study? I want to see it with my own eyes. Because this sounds like a bunch of hubbubaloo.
On them, that it changed their perception of the world around them. If you prime yourself daily, you will change your perception of the world. Opportunities show up, you will act on them. And not only will you act on them, if someone goes into a room and they believe their clients are broke, are they going to ask for a lot of money? No. But if your perception is that you have the most valuable thing in the world, because
Rachel.
you're here to change lives, you are going to give them something that is going to be unforgettable. You're going to ask for more money, and therefore you will make more money. And that is the key here. Most people don't have the right belief system. They are primed to fail. So I'm going to show you how to change that. So the first thing we're going to do now, I want you to do it with me. I do this every morning, and this is why I believe I'm so successful. I truly believe this is one of the reasons I am extremely successful. Now, I have an audio. It's called Dominate Your Day. I'm making sure the link is below this module here, so you can listen to that. And that's literally me hypnotizing you, priming you to be more confident and more successful. But I'm going to show you how to do this for yourself. If you want to get creative and just do it in your own mind, this is how you do it. The first thing we want to do is we want to activate the frontal cortex, the frontal lobes. Why? This is the part of the mind that literally allows you to go into hypnosis. So what we want to do is we want to slow down our breathing. So you'll take a few deep breaths with me. Now you're going to do this about 3 times. Another deep breath. Last one. And go ahead and close your eyes. This way there's nothing distracting you and your mind is focused. This leads me to step 2, control. We want to control your mind now. So this is what you do. You literally tell your mind to be quiet. Silence your mind. Say it authoritatively. I tell my mind to shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Stop laughing. If you're laughing, stop thinking. Just shut the fuck up. Be quiet. As your mind starts to shut off because you are in control now, you'll notice yourself relax and you'll exhale the tension from your body and your shoulders now. As you do that, you get to the next part, which is focus. You start to focus on your goal, on the things that you want. Think about the money, the health, the love, the friends, everything. Paint a picture in your mind and start to feel it. If this is where you were right now, this is what your life looked like, how would it feel if you woke up and you had everything you've ever wanted? Notice how good that feels. Breathe in that excitement, that hunger, that happiness. Breathe in the feeling of being wealthy.
Rich.
Really focus on this. Do not let your mind get in the way. If your mind starts to say anything other than this,
Okay.
tell it to shut the
Blah,
fuck up.
blah,
Do not let
blah.
the old programming control opportunities, and you go for it. This is key.
Okay, phew.
Prime
Now we're
your brain
hypnotized.
to go to the next level.
Okay.
Now,
And to go to the next level, let me guess. I'm going to buy your online course.
you primed your brain. What's next? Effective action. People spend years working and nothing changes. They go nowhere. They go nowhere.
Losers.
Because they're not taking effective action. Effective action is action that produces a result now. You hire the right person now. You start the company now. You go make the sale. You bring money in. You're doing something that brings a result now. That is effective action. So how do I know if what I'm doing is effective? Well, does this produce an instant result? Is there an instantaneous change in my company? Is there an instantaneous change in my decision? I now got a gym membership. That's an effective action. I now go to the gym. I now have the confidence to ask someone out. I now have the communication skills to go up to my partner, my friends, my business, anyone I need to talk to, and figure things out. I now made a change this second. That is effective action. The next thing you want to figure out is how to systemize your effective action. If I cannot teach it to someone else, or I can't have someone replace me, it's not systemized. I don't understand
Exactly. Effective action equals buy his course.
how I did it. Sometimes people will be like, dude, I make $1 million a year, $2 million a year. Cool, how do you make your money? I don't know. No, I get lucky. You get lucky. How are you going to build a business based
Okay, who are you talking to that runs a business that makes $2 million a year and says, I don't know how I made that money? I want to talk to them because I'm genuinely curious. I don't think that that can be real. I can't. It's not. No, I don't buy it.
based on luck? I just met this person and this person. A lot of businesses, you'd be shocked, have one client that pays them a fuck ton of money, and that's it. If they lose the client, they have no more income in their business. It's mind-boggling to me that people literally live like this. And that's a problem, because if you can't replicate this, you're going to fail. You must find a way to replicate anything, whether it's replicating the perfect relationship, the perfect date, the perfect conversation, the perfect gym routine that got you healthy, the perfect diet. Replicate it. Learn how to replicate it. Learn how you think, what did I do, and do it every day. Consistency equals outcome. And optimize it, right? So can someone do this for me? Can you replace yourself? Remember, you only have so many opportunities in a day. So if I teach other people to do what I'm doing, and they help me, I now get more done. I can only do so much. But if I get a second person, I can do maybe twice as much. 10 people, 10 times as much. And that leads me to scaling. How can I replicate what works at scale? You have to build a way to grow the company, grow the business, grow yourself. You only have so much you can do. Right? You don't want to scale too fast, but you want to make sure that you systemize things. You want to create SOPs. That's a mistake I used to make, and most companies make at the beginning. They don't systemize their processes. Their back end is shit. If you can't bring someone in and tell them exactly what they need to do, exactly what the process is, you're never going to create wealth. You must think about it in a way like this. If I'm going to train someone at In-N-Out, I know they flip a burger exactly at 90 seconds. They flip it, they cut the fries the exact same way. I go to In-N-Out anywhere in the country, it is exactly the same. Chick-fil-A, exactly the same. And the reason they're so successful is because they have a system that they can scale. They do it over and over and over again. Now this applies to every area of your life. If I cannot replicate it, if I can't scale it, it will never improve, especially in your business. You must learn how to scale this. So in the next module, I'm going to dive deeper into the mindset that you need to have that will allow you to take action. What's the difference between someone who really takes action and says, I'm going for it, versus someone who doesn't? Find out next.
Finds out next. This comment says, the now repeating is a tactic. He's speaking in a 4-count plus punch rhythm as a trance tactic. It makes the listener receptive to his ideology. Honestly, it's making me stop listening. I got a little distracted at the end there because I don't really know what he's saying. Oh, okay. This one says, do you want to keep living your normal life or do you want to be successful? Because guys, you can either be normal or you can be successful. You can't be both. Not allowed. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you don't take action, it won't matter. This lesson is about why it's important to take action now and how you can apply all this knowledge to be successful. Oh my God, I cannot wait. This is really the ticket, the secret we've all been waiting for.
So what does all of this add up to? Well, it adds up to something I find very interesting. It's not just about the opportunity, it's about the ability to see it. So many people don't see it. I will literally bring someone up on stage, and I make this demonstration at almost all of my seminars. I will hypnotize someone up on stage, and then I make myself invisible. And I'll grab a chair, and they think the chair is floating. Now, everyone in the audience can see that I'm just walking over the chair, but to the person on stage, I am invisible. This hypnotic phenomena is happening because in the unconscious mind, they believe I'm invisible, so they don't consciously see me. Similarly, if you believe you are not going to win, your brain will never show it to you. It's not that they aren't there. Right now, you have all the opportunities you need around you to take you to the next level. The problem is, most of the time, you just can't see it. And that is what I find interesting. They did a study about people who believe they're lucky and people who think they're unlucky. And what they found is this. They had everyone sit down and they gave them a newspaper. And in that newspaper they were reading, they just said, hey, you're going to get paid, everyone come in. So everyone's getting paid just to read this article and give them their opinion on it. Everyone who was lucky would go into that and read it, and within 2 paragraphs in, it says, hey, go give this to the administrator, and you'll get another $100 or double the amount. And everyone who believed they were lucky would go do that, and then they would get paid more. Those who thought they were unlucky would never even see it. And this is the craziest shit. Why is it so crazy? Let me emphasize this for you. There are opportunities.
Again, sir, where's your source for the story? You keep telling these stories about these studies, but where's the study? I want to see it. I want to read it. I want to verify that it's legit.
Right in front of you that you are missing out on because you don't believe you can do it. It's your lack of belief that you're going to win that stops you from winning. It sounds so fucking simple because it is. This is the simple course. And I'm simply going to change your fucking life. So how are we going to do that? Well, I want to present an opportunity for you right now that
Relax, man. Stop screaming, please. I'm begging you.
Will potentially change your life. Some of you believe that it will take action. If you believe you're going to succeed, you believe you're ready to go to the next level, you believe you want to change now, and you believe that time is the most important thing in the world, so you don't want to waste any more time and you want to take the shortcut, then this is for you. If you don't and you're still skeptical, then this obviously isn't for you.
It sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yes, thank you. You will get rich quick. We all will.
This sounds like a get-rich-quick scheme.
Here's the opportunity. I would like to invite you for the opportunity to potentially join my mastermind. Now, it is a very exclusive group of people.
Of course
Not
it is.
everyone gets to join. We're very picky.
Limited spots. We're very picky. You have to do an interview, and you got to make sure you got the right mindset, or we're not interested.
And there's an interview process. Now you join this group, you meet amazing fucking people. You meet entrepreneurs like that guy Dennis I told you. He literally went from $350 in a seminar to making millions of dollars in a few months. That's how crazy this is. Now, this is a free course. That's not a free course. Some of you want to stop here, just keep watching Instagram, YouTube, and that's fine. This isn't for everyone. This is for that person who knows they want to go to the next level, who wants to create an ROI on their life, who wants to take this investment and run with it. Now, again, it's like an interview. It's like you're applying for a job. You're applying to join a very exclusive mastermind. It's a very exclusive club. You're going to learn tools and things there that I don't teach anywhere else. Why? Some of the tools are skills that show you how to make money quickly. Some of the tools are skills that show you how to influence anyone. You get hypnotized almost every call. It's one of the most valuable things you could possibly do. Not only am I literally programming your brain to be successful, I'm giving you the tools, the skills, the knowledge, and the network to go do it. It's all in one. But again, it's not for everyone. So this is how you can
Wow,
join
so
this
generous of
opportunity and
you.
take advantage of it. You're going to click the link below. You're going to schedule a call. Now, this is important, so please pay attention. You're going to show up to the call. So many people will create the opportunity and then not take advantage of it, not even show up to the interview. If you're going to schedule a call, then make sure you show up for the call. Show up for the opportunity, show up in a good mood, get excited, and if you join this, I'm telling you now, you are going to change your life. So, first of all, welcome to the Simple Course. I'm happy you watched it. I'm happy you got to this point. That's why I waited until this moment to present this. You had to go through.
Guys, there was nothing. You didn't teach me anything this whole time. Literally nothing. And then you... What? How do I see. Okay, this calendar sucks. So, if I try to book a call, then I just straight up just have to give information and agree that I'm not going to be distracted when I show up on the call. Wow, 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 wow. So that was this guy. I poked around on his website a little bit and was like looking at his offers. So he has like different online courses and stuff. But, and like, so like this one, for example, is $1,000. And it's a 3-stage transformation. If it's anything like the course we just watched, it's probably a bunch of word salad. Let's see. This one is a 3-day experience, also $1,000. So I'm assuming like most of his online courses are probably $1,000. Oh, this one's sold out apparently. Miami Mind Control. Oh, it's 2 people teaming up. A seminar. Okay. So this is like a live event, I guess. And it's also $1,000. So you get the idea. But then he also offers coaching. So he has like different tiers of coaching, it looks like. He has this one, which is called the Breakthrough Platinum. And this is where we focus on the 3 fundamental pillars of a fulfilling life: wealth, health, and relationships. But there's nowhere, it doesn't tell you how much it is. Like I filled out this form earlier and all it does is lead to a place where you can book a call. It doesn't even have one of those questions that's like, are you willing to make a 5-figure investment? So I don't actually know how much he charges for any of this. So he has like his other coaching, which is a year-long program, it looks like, where you'll get access to his AI and a community of people and weekly homework. And yeah, same thing. It's just like a form and a little video. And then the last one he has is the coaching mastery. So I thought we could actually watch this video. I don't actually know how long it is. It's like 5 minutes. And this is the strategy, allegedly, that he uses to make $6.5 million a year working 3 hours a day. So I thought, I'm ready to get rich. So hopefully this, even though the last video, 5 videos, were a waste of our time, this is going to be the true secret.
If you aren't charging each of your clients $10,000, you're about to go out of business. I say this after making over $6.5 million a year in take-home income. And I did this only working 3 to 4
Again, audio quality, terrible.
hours a day. Since then, I've taken coaches and consultants and repackaged their expertise into high-value offers. Then I've helped them install my $6.5 million a year net profit funnel and helped them get dozens of high-ticket clients, allowing them to get to the same place as I was, allowing them to work only 3 to 4 hours a day in under 90 days. Hey, my name is Marcel. I'm founder of Coaching Mastery, and you may recognize my name. Followed on by celebrities and Fortune 500 companies alike when they need to make a change fast and effectively. And some of the biggest companies, performers and athletes in today's economy work with me to increase their sales, even change careers, and increase their performance in their companies. And doing this, I've been fortunate enough to work behind the scenes with some of the wealthiest individuals. I've seen individuals making tens of thousands of dollars per day with things as simple as cooking, dieting, even social media posting. But you're probably wondering what's in this for me, right? And the answer to that is the coaching industry is exploding. The most recent revenue estimate for the global coaching industry in 2023 was $4.5 billion, nearly doubling since 2019 when it was estimated at $2.8 billion. Now, there's plenty of ways to run a coaching business, but this is the best method I've seen in the last decade. Because of this method, I've grown my own coaching business to over $250,000 a week, leaving finance gurus like Graham Stephan in absolute disbelief. But more importantly, I've helped other individual coaches and consultants generate over $50 million in annual revenue using the system. Let's address the elephant in the room. There's plenty of coaches out there that can show you how to launch a program, but there's very few that have been doing it and making millions for themselves since 2019. On top of that, I don't make my money coaching coaches, but my coaching business runs at 80% profit, unlike the events where we're basically throwing money into an open room.
I don't make my money coaching coaches. My money is made with my hypnosis seminars and events. Okay, but who attends those events? If coaches are attending those events, then you are coaching coaches.
Last year, I've frequently been asked to train other celebrities on how to capitalize on the coaching industry. They want to understand how we run at 80% profit margin.
I teach celebrities how to capitalize on the coaching industry. So you are literally coaching coaches. What do you mean you're not coaching coaches? You're literally saying that you are. Literally. Just like you say, literally. Ugh.
They want to understand why it works and how we structure out programs to impact thousands of individuals. And while I've kept this content a secret for quite some time, I want to help you create a high-ticket coaching program by packaging your expertise.
I want to help you create a high-ticket coaching program, but I don't coach coaches. Then what the hell do you call this? What are you doing? If you're teaching someone how to make a coaching program, I hate to break it to you, but you're a coach that coaches coaches, sir.
Into a high-value offer. I want to help you start selling it for $5,000 to $25,000 per client. And I want to help you use our high-ticket funnel and help you hire the top 1% sales staff. Just some basic math for you on coaching. If you're doing 1 client a week at $10,000, that's $520,000 a year. 2 clients a week is over $1 million a year, with 4 putting you over $2 million a year in take-home income. On top,
you're bringing in a client a week at $10,000? Okay, maybe it's my broke hater mindset talking, but who the friggledy-diggledy is finding a new client every week to pay them $10,000? Pardon me?
top of that, the coaching market size is growing rapidly. In 2019, it was at $2.8 billion, with this year expecting to close out at $6.8 billion in revenue. Another thing you might be wondering is, like, how does this compare to an hourly job? Well, whether it's hourly or salary or capped to probably $200,000 a year. You work for someone else, you're reporting to a boss.
This sounds exactly like an MLM pitch.
You're paid for your time. You have very limited time with your partner family. Whereas coaching, you have no income cap. You work for yourself and report to basically no one. You're paid for the offer and the value you create, and you make your own schedule every single day. Now, many of you may know me after I worked with Jake Paul to absolutely transform his career, going from a YouTuber to one of the top boxers in the nation.
The guy you're familiar with, Jake Paul?
We've seen Jake Paul before. Pretty big guy.
He hasn't been boxing for long at all.
And a professional hypnotist.
Marcel Klein.
Are you guys ready to change your life now?
Ugh. Cringe. Skip.
With my team, step 3, you're going to get access to coaching.
Okay, you apply below, you speak with his team, you get access to the program, you get live coaching with him, and then you launch your own coaching program. What is my skill? What is my experience? How the frig am I going to launch my own coaching program? Coaching people on what? This is the problem with the industry as a whole, not even just this guy. It's like,
anyone can be a coach in anything. You just have to be 2 steps ahead of the person you're trying to help.
Help them with what? I remember legitimately, like, I did a coaching certification on Udemy. But aside from that, my attitude when I was a coach was like, well, I've always been a positive person with a good outlook on life, so I can help other people. Like, no. Your good intentions do not qualify you to charge people money for your services. I'm sorry. This is brutal. Exactly. It's so funny. They're all the same when you get down to it. Ain't that the truth?
Mastery and the live recordings. Step 4, your organic content and my life. And it's going to change many of others that are on here today, but it will give you the freedom to travel the world.
It's definitely, I don't believe it's AI. This comment is asking if we think it sounds like AI. I have it at 1.2 speed, and I think he recorded it on like his laptop. It sounds like a laptop speaker recording to me. So he didn't use like a legitimate microphone. That's why it sounds kind of like muzzled and weird.
Helping other individuals and making a massive difference in others' lives. Listen, 0.04% of businesses make 8 figures. And on top of that, there are far less people that have actually made tens of millions in coaching that are willing to break down their process and give you the blueprint to copy and paste what they're doing. Something I see time and time again is the people who make the most money are those who get into opportunities early and don't hesitate on rapidly growing industries. So maybe you missed out on dropshipping. Maybe you missed out on social media marketing. Maybe you missed out on Bitcoin. My advice today is do not miss out on capitalizing on the coaching industry.
I think the coaching industry ship has sailed, unfortunately. I think that if you wanted to make millions and millions, you had to get in 2020, in my opinion.
You may be wondering how long it takes to get clients. Well, it doesn't take long at all to get clients for coaching. Many of my students are getting in and getting clients within 7 to 10 days. But initially, we're really focused on getting you up and running smoothly so you don't get overwhelmed with clients. But over the next 90 days, I'll work with you to scale it to getting dozens of clients. As for the onboarding process, if you look below, the next steps to get started are 1, fill out the application below. 2, schedule a call if you qualified. 3, talk with my team and get all of your questions answered. So for those that are here right now and make it to a call with my team, do not pass on this opportunity. Also, this is the first time I'm backing a program with a guarantee. Guarantee if you do not like the program, simply tell support and come to one of my paid seminars for free. VIP level tickets for these things normally go for $10,000. If for some reason you still don't feel confident enough that you can get results and you actually implemented what I teach, I will refund you instantly. Once again, apply below, and if you pre-qualified, you'll get a chance to speak to my team. Following that call, you'll get access to Coaching Mastery. Not only will you get Coaching Mastery, but you'll also get the hypnosis recordings to ensure you are confident.
This is crazy. So he's saying that the Coaching Mastery is worth $25,000, and that's where you're going to learn how to create your coaching offer, how to get clients, and how to do paid ads. Then he's saying his hypnosis recordings are worth $16,000. The live calls with him are worth $15,000. His high ticket funnel license, whatever that is $10,000. His training on how to recruit and hire staff is worth $9,000. Sir, are you an expert in HR? Do you have a background in human resources? Or you just pull this out of your butt? And then lastly, you get 2 seminar tickets for $6,000. I would like this gentleman to know that per the FTC, unless you've actually sold something at the price you say it's valued at, you're actually not allowed to be making these claims. This is crazy.
And take action throughout and my team. Not only will you get $1 million annually funnel, not only will you get me access to our proven high ticket funnel, our 8-figure hiring training and complimentary seminar tickets, but you'll also be backed by my guarantee, which is if you implement and it's not working, we'll refund you instantly.
Harrison says, the guarantee is if you fail, it's your fault.
Continuing, maybe you've heard the saying, your net worth is the average of the 5 people you hang out with most. Well, that's another huge perk of joining Coaching Mastery. Over the last decade, I've had the pleasure to hang out with people making tons of money online and in the coaching industry. It's fair to say I'm quite in tune with what's working right now. You may have seen Jack blowing up on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. That's just one example of a client making tons of money using my teachings. But this isn't about Jack, it's about you. I want to help you now get in on creating a high-ticket coaching program by packaging your expertise into a high-value offer, selling it for $5,000 to $25,000 a client, and licensing our proven high-ticket funnel while helping you hire the top 1% sales staff to sell your program for you. But there is one problem. We're only inviting in 30 people because of how hands-on this program is. So apply now, or you're going to have to wait another quarter of a year to join if we even reopen it. So
few spots available. Countdown timer is ticking.
Complete the full application below. Schedule your call if you're qualified. Talk with my team, and do not pass on this opportunity.
Yeah, it looks like he is. So this comment says, OMG, not targeting young kids. It looks like his target market is literally 18-year-olds. So I love that for him. Hate it for everyone else. Let's go to Yelp. Okay, so the person who sent this to me specifically said, make sure you look at the Yelp reviews and Reddit threads. So we're going to go to Yelp first, and then we'll go to Reddit. So he has an average rating of like 3.4 stars, I think. As you can see here, there are a handful of 5-star reviews, and then a couple 2 stars and a few 1-star reviews. So let's go ahead and give them a read. First 5-star review is from about a month ago. It says, Marcel is awesome. He really helped me with my mindset. Overall, I feel so much better, and I am so glad I connected. Okay, great, awesome. This person had a positive experience. Hopefully they didn't give him too much money. Who knows? Next lady says, all style, no substance. At first, Marcel comes across as a picture-perfect self-help guru, polished, confident, and larger than life. He's clearly aiming to become the next Tony Robbins, but the reality of his programs is far from the dream he sells. After my experience, I could not help but feel that everything about him is built on manipulation, flashy appearances, and making money at all costs. I attended one of his seminars, and right away, the vibe was unsettling. Instead of creating a safe and supportive environment, it was all about judging people based on superficial traits. He openly criticized a woman's appearance, calling her low value, in front of the group, and made it clear that wealth and designer brands were his markers of success. The hypocrisy was astounding, especially since he was decked out in luxury items while preaching about simplicity and high value. It felt like toxic culture of materialism, not personal growth. You know what? I actually have a theory that people who need to convince other people that they're wealthy, aka like these coaches that sell their lifestyle and want you to buy in, are much more likely to be like flashy with what they wear. Like if you think about like, I'm pretty sure it's Mark Zuckerberg, maybe. He wears these like plain black t-shirts, but these t-shirts cost like $400 per t-shirt. But looking at the t-shirt, you would never know that it's a $400 t-shirt. However, if he wanted people, his business, Facebook, was reliant on people believing that he was wealthy, he would walk around with a t-shirt that says like Gucci on it or Prada or whatever. Like, I feel like the more obnoxious you are with like showing that you can afford certain brands and stuff, not necessarily like the less wealthy you are, but the more your wealth is dependent on other people believing that you're wealthy. Dog Mom AI, just subscribe to your channel. And to that, I will say this.
Now you are one of us. One of us. One of us.
Okay, this comment says, Rosalind L. review is legendary. Thank you for your service. Let's continue. The content itself is shockingly shallow. Basic self-help ideas repackaged and sold at a premium. I later found out his roots are in the pickup artist world. No way! And it shows. A lot of what he teaches feels like dark psychology tactics meant to manipulate rather than empower. This is not someone you want to open up or trust with your vulnerabilities, especially when the focus seems to be on boosting his ego and selling the next big thing. Worse, the support and follow-through are non-existent. I was charged for services I didn't ask for, and when I tried to contact the team for help, I got no response. Refund requests were ignored, even though I reached out multiple times via email, phone, and social media. It's clear that once they have your money, they stop caring. The more I've learned, the more I've heard troubling stories from others. There's a lot of local gossip about inappropriate comments, questionable behavior, and a pattern of exploiting trust for personal gain. Combine that with the way he flaunts wealth and status, and it's clear his priorities lie far from helping people. It feels dangerous to trust someone like this with your growth and well-being. If you're considering signing up, I strongly urge you to think twice. Marcel is incredibly skilled at selling a dream, but the reality is a lot of empty promises, shallow content, and a toxic environment that puts you down rather than lifts you up. Personal growth should feel safe and empowering, not like this. Oh my goodness. This comment says, very poor customer service, can never get a hold of anybody. All the number a call from or bogus. They're all out of order. They call you, but you can't call them, and they're always trying to push different parts on you. I joined the program because I was promised a lot more and it was not delivered. Salesman said I would get 2 tickets to 2 events and I only got 2 tickets. And VIP was no different from general admission. I was also promised I would be a different man after the program, and I was the same as when I went in. I have not heard anything from the reps I spoke with after the webinar. Did not even meet the sales guy who gave me these expectations. I noticed it was a lot of personal stories, and they wanted to sell you more programs. This is not something for middle-class people, as those programs are very expensive. I actually want to come back here because I did want to go through his... okay, how do I get there? I want to show you his about page because it's very vague and unclear. And the last review where they talked about his experience as a pickup artist, like I don't even think that's mentioned in his bio. So it literally just says that he's an American hypnotist, confidence trainer, motivational speaker, and success coach, known for using advanced cutting-edge psychology techniques, blah, 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 blah. He's been featured in all these things. Working as a coach since 2018, he frequently appears at seminars and hosts live events that are open to his clients and the general public. Having helped more than 10,000 people during his career, he has been named one of the top 10 entrepreneurs on Yahoo. So he was born in 1998. He grew up in a successful and prosperous family in Southern California until the crash and Great Recession of 2008. Having seen firsthand the loss of his family's position almost overnight, the lesson he took from the experience was to build a career in which he was always moving forward. It's a lesson he applied at the high school where he became a all-star athlete and set his eyes on someday becoming a doctor. I also have a theory that people who hold on to like their accomplishments in high school when they're well into their late 20s, early 30s and beyond have some like issues they should speak to a therapist about. And I don't mean that like rudely to anyone in the chat who does that, but I'm like, who I was in high school, which was almost half my life ago, is pretty much irrelevant to where I'm at now. So like, why are we mentioning this? As a hypnotist, his aim still is to help as many people as he can. He became interested in the mind's inner workings after a brief theatrical performance featuring a stage hypnosis. So he went to a hypnotism show and then he decided to become a hypnotist. Using just simple stage techniques, the hypnotist managed to turn one of his close friends from a shy introvert into a more outspoken and confident person. That chance encounter, it turned out, set the rest of his path towards helping people, blah, blah, blah. His goal is embarking on an ambitious journey to change lives, initiating his coaching career at the tender age of 16. He quickly recognized the need to expand his offering. So he's been a coach since he was 16 years old. Really? With this realization, he diversified his portfolio to include self-development seminars, group and individual coaching sessions, and sales trainings. So where is your like actual education or background? Or you just like became a coach when you were 16 and that's what qualifies you to now charge people thousands of dollars? Or what did he say? He charges $1 million to work with someone for a year. Always eager to share his knowledge and techniques, he created a curriculum of hypnosis courses, for those keen on mastering this. Blah, 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 blah. So it doesn't say anything about his credentials, education, anything. To me, it feels like he thought about being a doctor, but then never actually went to university. I don't know that he never went to university, but like he never mentioned it. So yikes. Yeah. Inspiring story. Yawn. That's how I feel too. It's giving Bubba vibes. Okay, so I just wanted to give that for a little bit more context that this guy has literally like, what are his credentials? Don't know. He doesn't say. Professional con man. This is from Dreamer S of San Francisco. I signed up for his free course on his website called A Simple Course. That's the one we all watched together. It was by far one of the most god-awful courses in the coaching space that I've seen yet. It is 6 videos and is literally the same copy-paste script that every single life manifestation mindset success coach says exactly. These guys are all reading off the same script. But what sets Marcel apart is his attitude. In his videos, he comes off as such a spoiled, entitled, rich kid who is desperately trying to be successful. He's like a Wish.com version of Tony Robbins without any charm or charisma. In one of the videos, he was literally throwing a fit about how he thought his parents were losers because all of his friends' parents were millionaires, and his weren't, yet. He brags how all of his friends are billionaires and sounds like he's jealous. It was by far the most pathetic video series I've ever watched by a person. Okay, this one's kind of really mean. And I don't agree entirely. Like, I don't like the guy, but I don't really like when we're like, you know, calling them losers and stuff. Like, I don't know the guy. I just think he's a scammer. He's just a little grifty, okay? After signing up for his free course, his team started calling and emailing me. They were super pushy when I said I wasn't interested. They didn't remove me from their list. I keep getting texts by them. So I used a fake phone number. So sorry to the person whose phone number that belongs to. But I will say they haven't actually emailed me. I was surprised when I went into my Jane Doe email today. I only had the link to the course. There was no like follow-up emails. Missed opportunity, if you ask me. They texted promoting his super special seminar that was super exclusive for a limited time at a special price. But I guess they didn't get enough suckers to buy tickets because then they started texting me that it was free to attend. Believe the 1 and 2 star reviews. This is the kind of guy who would get his friends to leave fake 5-star reviews. So this guy says, I've been a one-on-one client for 3 years. I also recently joined his program, Breakthrough Accelerator, and I have to say this is one of the best programs I've ever been a part of. The content is amazing. My belief shifts are shifting and improving. Not two men in my company was doing $20,000 and has gone to do $6 million a year. That's not even proper English. Not two men, not to mention maybe, my company was doing $20K per month and is now doing $6 million a year. Okay. Marcel is a genius, a man of the future. He has a kindred heart that allows him to share himself with all of us. I love Marcel. He changed my life, going from a broke 18-year-old sleeping on the floor to having a 6-figure business at 19. Best mentor I've ever had. How many mentors have you had at 18? Question for the class. Okay, Linda A. from Riverside says, this guy is a complete fraud. I do not believe these 5-star reviews are legit. That's how far he'd go to defraud you. Do not give him any money. I paid to learn hypnotism from him, and they have never contacted me, though I have called several times trying to get information. Absolutely no customer service. I even spoke to Marcel as he picked up the phone once and promised to email me the information I needed. Just more BS. He also charged me $20 extra for something I did not ask for, some kind of positive daily email. I don't know, as I wasn't interested, but it also never received any email from them at all. Scammers without integrity, $100,000 for a few self-help videos. It goes on and on and on. Someone here also asked on Reddit, has anyone had experience with him? And it was kind of like a mixed bag. Some people are saying, like, talking about his credentials. One guy said it was a scam, but then he also says, like, some other stuff that, like, there's no way to verify. Or again, I said this last week, but, like, the thing with stuff that people say on Reddit is that anyone can say anything, and there's no way to fact check it. Like, people will just, like, have a vendetta against someone and make stuff up. So you always have to, like, read these reviews with a grain of salt. What, a bit like Brooks, the cost keeps going down. Yeah, I mean, all of these coaches are dropping the prices of all of their programs because they're not selling anymore. That's why I find it so interesting in his presentation when he's saying, like, get into the coaching industry, it's booming. It's like, no, I think we're on the downturn there, boss. And if you got in 5 years ago, great. But I don't think, like, the Stacey Baymans of the world who were once making $30,000 or $30 million a year, now they're barely making $2 million. So it's like, I don't know. So this person's like speculating that all of his money comes from his parents, which again, no way to verify that. And then I do believe that Marcel replied to this. So this account doesn't have his name, but the response makes me think that it's him. So hold on, we'll read the first one. The first comment says, scam. I know people who have worked with him / for him. They never made one sale or know anyone else on the team that did. The hypnosis is fake. Visualization can help, but the actual clips he does are faked. Also, he doesn't make money from his coaching. His dad owns a weed farm somewhere. Wouldn't be surprised if it was laundered money because it's certainly not coming from sales. Apart from lying constantly, the guy himself does appear to try to work hard. Although with daddy's money, sometimes belief is all that counts. Again, no way to verify that that's true, but I just thought it was interesting because he then responded. It's always amusing to see accusations like this with no basis in reality. Let's break it down. First, the claim that people on my team didn't make sales is laughable. If that were true, how would I continue to run a business that consistently produces results and attracts clients from around the world? You're clearly speaking from a place of frustration or hearsay rather than fact. My team is highly successful, and the people who work with me know exactly what kind of results we generate. Second, the idea that my hypnosis is fake just shows a lack of understanding around the field. The results speak for themselves, and I invite anyone to take a look at my countless testimonials and success stories that I've helped make real, lasting transformations, and that's something no amount of baseless accusations can erase. As for the ridiculous claims about my finances, suggesting that I rely on laundered money or some absurd weed farm story, it's clear that you're grasping at straws. My success has been built on hard work, expertise, and providing massive value to those who seek change. Try to undermine that with rumors just makes you look petty. Lastly, throwing around terms like NLP brainwashing without understanding the principles of what I do only further discredits your argument. I practice advanced techniques in hypnosis and personal development, and my clients achieve incredible results because of the depth of my expertise. If you have any real evidence to back your claims up, feel free to share. Until then, people can see these comments for what they are, empty noise from someone with an axe to grind. Then someone replied to that and said, "That hit you hard, dude. Time to go back to your self-hypnosis bubble. If your business is being run by your business is being run by seminar sales by new clients that are hoping for a miracle. Manage that well, and I'm sure you do make a very nice living for yourself." I would agree with that. I'm like, if this guy legitimately, like, based on, again, if we think about who his target audience is, the way he delivers his little rants, in a seminar setting, if you can get the right people in the room, you could sell anything. So he very well could be making millions of dollars. Is he doing that ethically? I would argue probably not. But I'm not here to say that he's not making money, because he very well could be. Not all people are easily influenced by hypnosis, and would you teach them? Not all people are easily influenced by hypnosis and would need to teach them how to do so. Then why would they need you? Where are the testimonials of the countless people that have failed? Not saying you don't work hard, but how old are you to be an expert? When I see a 26-year-old saying they're an expert at anything, I laugh 99% of the time. I don't think the commenter gave any shits about your act specifically. It seems they were answering a question to the best of their knowledge. Okay, and then he came back from a different account, which I thought was interesting, because this one up here is Academic Mess, and it seems to be Marcel, but then Marcel himself is replying from an account with his name that says, "This is 100% false. Who do you know that worked for me?" And then somebody else is like excited to join the program. So I don't know. The whole thing is like kind of interesting, very confusing. But there was a specific one that I was interested in reading. This one, scam alert. This one's from 6 days ago. So this post is from like a year ago, but this particular person commented just this week. So it says, "Scam alert. This is a grift if I've ever seen one. Marcel and his team are master manipulators who prey on people's weaknesses to con them out of their hard-earned money. I fell victim to the scam, and I refuse to let anyone else become a victim. The whole process from start to finish is designed to make you believe that you're getting something of extremely high value and importance. They make you go through a whole process declaring your devotion to a system but they don't explain in any real detail. They just talk up its worth and make you believe it's exactly what you need. I was talked into purchasing one of his programs. On the first call, I was told that the price was $500. On the second call, which was a bit like therapy, one of Marcel's team members asked questions to see how they can help you. They get basic info, like what you're struggling with, and when that's all over, and if you're in an emotional state, and you believe they can actually help you, they hit you with the price of $1,500 for the audios. Blah, 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 blah. He then goes on to say that it's a grift. He didn't get what he paid for. 25% of the audios. La, 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 la. So do it that way you will. I can link this in the live chat if people want to actually read the whole thing. I'm starting to lose my voice, so I have to stop. All that to say, I think it's probably best if you guard your wallets and don't give your money to this guy. I want to say thank you to whoever sent this to me, though. This was super interesting. We haven't gone this far over 2 hours in a long time, so I appreciate. And I don't know why the chat is frozen like that. Oh, well. Anyway, Bubba's passed out. I'm freaking sweating to death right now, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. If you have content you want me to react to, potentially on a live stream, the form where you can submit it is linked in the description down below. Be sure to give the stream a thumbs up if you had a good time, or a thumbs down if you hate it here. That's okay too. Stay skeptical. That is so, so true, Rodney. Please do that, all of you. Also take care, comb your hair, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.